Raise a glass and oh, night is gone and so there's a light that leads into a world, a place to be unknown, discovered by my own. Raise a glass and sing along. So raise your glass, your home's where you belong. Feel the love, my brother, sing along. Celebrate and drinking all night long. Feel the earth moving. Just let it in and let it out. Into a new world. Raise a glass and oh, night is gone and so there's a light that leads into a world, a place to be unknown, discovered by my own. Raise a glass and sing along. So raise your glass, your home's where you belong. Feel the love, my brother, sing along. Celebrate and drinking all night long. Feel the earth moving. Just let it in and let it out. There's a light that leads into a world, a place to be unknown, discovered by my own. Raise your glass and sing along. So raise your glass, your home's where you belong. Feel the love, my brother, sing along. Celebrate and drinking all night long. Feel the earth moving. Just let it in and let it out. Into a new world. Raise a glass and oh, the night is gone and so there's a light that leads into a world, a place to be unknown, discovered by my own. Raise your glass and sing along. So raise your glass, your home's where you belong. Feel the love, my brother, sing along. Celebrate and drinking all night long. Feel the earth moving. Just let it in and let it out. Into a new world. Raise a glass and oh, night is gone and so there's a light that leads into a world, a place to be unknown, discovered by my own. Raise a
Hello, everyone. Hi. Oh no. Can you hear everyone else?
This is good. This is really good.
Oh no, they can hear us. They just can't hear Emily.
Yeah, I know. Hey, welcome.
So you know how sometimes when you're not at OBS likes to be like, I'm reverting back to settings you never even had me at, and you're like, oh, thanks. Yeah, my audio input capture was set to default, and I was like, silly. You never even had me at, and you're like, oh, thanks. Yeah, my audio input capture was set. You know, I'm seeing Tet saying, all hail the void, and I'm like, you know what?
All hail the void.
All hail the void, indeed.
Absolutely.
Should be hailed. Hail God. Hail the void.
So yes, welcome to Critical Drinking. I want to start off by thanking Liamy Weamy and Hublu, Mama of Goblins, for subbing, which is very exciting. I am excited.
Cheers.
It's been that kind of a week. But anyway, I'm Emily. I'm the one that poorly runs the tech, and today I am playing Arsinoe, who is a bard. She's gonna be level 9 for this round, although that's something that I'm gonna be working on like in a second here, because right now she's only level 6, and that's just kind of where we're going. That's what we're doing.
You stay at level 6. I'll play at level 9. It'll all be fine.
Okay, all right. That I like that. I don't know why when you said that I was like, we'll see how many people will call you mommy, and
Fine.
Just me? Just me? Okay. But yeah, so that's mostly my deal. I medically am not in a heck of a position to be drinking for the stream. However, I have the best kind of Gatorade for hydration.
Is it the blue one?
No. This is
the
what.
one?
This is here. Wait, yeah, you can see. Okay.
Comerade.
I was just about to say I do apologize for any of our folks in the audience who might have delicate ears, but it is something that colloquially my circle of friends and I refer to as Comerade. I like to do my best.
What does that even taste like? What does that even taste like?
What's that? If you think that's made in a Cumberbatch.
Oh my god.
Now I'm just like imagining Benedict Cumberbatch kind of like coming out from around a corner, just like this is my batch of Cumberbatch Cumberade.
A Cumberade made in a Cumberbatch.
And for some reason in my head, he has Alan Rickman's voice. I don't think it's too far off, but it's far off enough that it's like, why?
I mean, he's very much. I'm going to say this. It's controversial. He is the poor man's Alan Rickman, even though I love him.
Sarah, you sound like you're underwater right now.
Oh. Hey.
I'm sorry to break it to you, but like your microphone is foggy is what I meant to say. It's like, yeah. Oh, they're reading. They're doing the thing.
Well, while Sarah checks out her audio, and while I try to banish all of the Cumberbatch Cumberade ideas from my brain, I'd like to hand it over to Nacho. Nacho, take it away.
Hi, my name's Nacho. I have he, him, they, them pronouns, and I am today's game master. I literally don't know what I'm doing. So if you come for me, I will cry. So today we're working on Arsinoe's origin story as to like why she's so like evil,
worst.
I guess. Yeah, why she's like the worst. So we're exploring that. We're kind of like taking it a little back. And our players are Emily as Arsinoe and Sarah as Ethel, who is Arsinoe's caregiver. So the setting for this, actually, before we talk about setting, because I don't have that super cleared yet, we're going to talk about it in a bit. I am drinking my version of what is a passion fruit margarita, which is just passion fruit juice and tequila in a glass, because I didn't have salt in my house. And yeah, that's what I'm drinking. I don't have much more to say, but I am looking forward to see what this evening's stream has in store for me as a DM. But yeah, take it away, Sarah. Do you sound better? Are you less congested now? No, I can't hear you.
Oh no. I mean, part of me just is like, Sarah, we can all just have our faces right next to our mics. This could be the entire ASMR session. It's my birthday party. I'm another year old. Oh my goodness.
I fucking love the googly eyes, but I still can't hear you.
Yeah, that is also very true. You know what though? You know what we can hear? The sea song music. Snazzy.
Also, I realized the other day that like I didn't know what hooded eyes meant. And then I looked in the mirror and I was like, wait, do I have hooded eyes? And I was like, I do. And I was like very confused for like 5 minutes. But then I still can't hear you, Sarah. This is really weird. Is it a me problem? Am I the problem?
I mean, I can't hear either. This is some... is Mercury in retrograde, or what is there?
Hold on. There's a website called ismercuryinretrograde.com.
If I just go onto my my MacBook, that's really weird.
There you are.
My mic is not working.
No, you're back. You're back. Is it
no, it's not. It's not my mic. No, it's not my mic. This is not my mic. I'm not talking on my mic. I'm shouting out to my MacBook, which is not the same.
Yeah.
Huh.
But I have a question. Is your mic like one of those things that like has like a little box that you have to press the button so it lights up? Is it connected to that? Because it might be off.
I just realized the spray bottle that I usually spray myself with, I haven't changed the water out in a couple weeks.
Oh, nice. That's gonna be pleasant.
Well,
go piss, girl, I guess.
You know,
delicious jam water.
I was about to say, I hear cholera is really in this season.
I was going more for like typhus. Like this is the beginning of the DC typhoid outbreak, where everyone's like, "How did this start?" And then everyone's like, "Actually, we have footage from that." At the moment it happened.
Yeah, I'll change the water out over intermission, and I'll just be careful. And you know what? I'll drop some Mentos in my Coke or something. But yeah, no, I was like, we have enough going on with the monkeypox. Our mayor is like, hey, can we have vaccines on account of the monkeypox? And everyone's like, oh shit, is that even a thing? I'm enjoying. It's like, is that disease even like real? It's like, yes, and people have it. I don't know though, but we have COVID. It's like you can have more than one.
No, actually, as a scientist, I can you can only have one disease at a time.
Yes.
It's impossible. And to be fair, like if you want someone to believe a thing is real, do not call it monkeypox.
I mean, they call the swine flu, so it's like, you know, swine flu is very real.
Yeah, but swine is a scary word. Like, if I call you a swine, you would be upset. If I call you a monkey, it just makes you
I would also be upset. The fuck?
You'd be like, it sounds like I'm going to pinch your cheek. If I'm like, oh, you monkey, whereas I go, oh, you swine. That's very different.
You clearly don't play League of Legends, Sarah. If I call someone a monkey, I'm going to be like, you fucking monkey. You're disgusting.
Of course I don't play League of Legends because I'm not a 12-year-old boy, Nacho. Like, that's fair.
That's funny.
I've seen you and your 12-year-olds playing League of Legends. They all sound about 13.
They do.
They're a little...
I'm frightened of League of Legends for that kind of a reason. That, or I've been poked at a couple times, like try Rocket League, and having tried Rocket League, I was like, I'm good.
I'm fine.
I can't get my car up right, and I've got a 12-year-old yelling slurs at me. Like, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, if I wanted to be roasted by a 9-year-old, I could just go and visit my nephews.
Yes, and Gaynor also pointed out with respect to monkeypox that monkeypox is a cure for COVID because it cancels out. It's like the transitive property.
It's like there can only be one dominating disease. Like there can't be two.
I'm also seeing Nacho Sunflower crying in Spanish.
What?
This is just a side note, but every now and again when I'm sad, I like to go to, like, you know, the like Mojo top 10 or whatever. They have a top 10 Soraya Montenegro moments, and sometimes when I'm sad, I just want.
I love that. I love that for you. Oh my god.
So sorry, when I saw cries in Spanish, I was like, if you've ever seen the cries in Spanish meme, the character, her name is Soraya Montenegro, from a very, very short-lived telenovela. She's probably more evil than Arsinoe. She's definitely more evil than Arsinoe.
Is she though? Is she really?
She does physically abuse a lot of people.
I mean, my understanding of Arsinoe is that she does that. It's just that she usually gets some sort of consent form up front.
Yeah, that's true.
Whoa! Whoa!
But she's the leader of a sex cult. This is not really a burn, is it, Nacho? I mean, I'm agreeing with Gaynor here that you referencing League of Legends is like a self-burn. You might as well just taken a torch to your own face. But
Sarah, I'm this close to just disconnecting. Like, I will
do it.
Like, I will not be here. Don't call me, I'll call you.
No, Nacho, we're gonna have. No, Nacho, we're gonna have.
Oh my god, you know, I just realized, you know why Arsinoe has them sign consent forms? Because Arsinoe is a fan of the works of V.L. James, and what does Christian Grey do? Make Anastasia sign a contract.
He really does. He really does.
Boom.
I like to think that you just have, like, a really large lever arch file. There's just, like, loads of consent forms that you've put in alphabetically. because attention to detail is important.
Just like, heat rash, no. Head lice, no. No, wait, head should go before heat. Because it'd be alphabetical.
Right, anyway, let's do some D&D. It's all fine. Yeah. Hey, I'm Sarah. You all know that. It's not really interesting. I'm mainly dressed as Marcel Marceau today, or a French onion seller, depending on how you look at it. And I am playing Nanny Ethel, who is let's just say morbidly obese would be an underdescription. She's basically a completely spherical Goliath, who is wearing a sort of pilgrim's cap and a black dress with a lace collar, and spends a lot of time knitting. Thing of beauty. And she was plucked from the undead to take care of Arsinoe from an early age, and is a combination of nanny, bodyguard, and probably Arsinoe's only friend. Let's be honest. Not popular.
I mean, Arsinoe is such a bundle of sunshine. I don't know why people wouldn't want to be friends with her.
Yeah. So yes, we look forward to seeing what happens on this really incredibly well-planned stream. I'm the one who pushed me into the void. Before we need to go on a long journey to like find out who done it, I done it. I pushed her into the void. No need to call Poirot.
I mean, no, there is need to call Poirot, and that's just because Poirot is the best. I love that Belgian man just screaming at everyone.
I very much want to do D&D Poirot at some point, because...
Yes! Oh my god.
And Nacho's got the teeny tiny moustache that he's growing for it, so it'll be fine.
Sarah! Please! I didn't have time to shave!
But you are growing a moustache, aren't you?
Well, no, I just didn't shave. And I'm really subconscious about my upper lip. Don't talk about my upper lip.
Okay, I'll ignore that then. But yes.
We'll talk about my upper lip. I'm going to be like this the rest of the stream. Just be like...
But yes, this has been... Don't worry about it, for God's sake. So yes, apologies for the graphics, but this has all happened very last minute because V got a job, which is amazing because most of us don't have a job. We're very excited for her. So good.
Who wants to be the void? We just got a character ASMR. I should be the void.
Yeah, because otherwise I'm gonna have to like lean in and lick my computer, which isn't gonna work.
Okay. Let's see. All right.
Hi, it's me. I'm the void.
Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like that.
You might have heard me calling to you before. I just want Senpai to notice me.
Please!
No! Oh no! I hate you. Can we ban text? Can we ban text? No, I have not set up a ban. Why? Why have I not set up a thing that I can ban people?
I've just been wanting you to join me forever and ever and ever and ever. I didn't bring my wind chimes today, but when I do, they're just for you. In the meantime, enjoy the void music.
I'm the devil!
That was our latest hit by... that was our latest hit by Satan & Co. Not to be confused with Satan with the horns. No, this is Satan, like the meat substitute. Enjoy your stay in the void.
Should we not play D&D? Shall we just upset people by...
Sorry, I'm just seeing all of Gator's comments.
I'm literally calling Twitch.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Police at my door. Like we heard you were imitating the void.
Yeah. Yeah,
not-
it's an offense.
The void has copyright. I'm sorry, you can't do that.
It's like impersonating a doctor or impersonating a lawyer. It's illegal.
Yeah, good. I'm glad that happened. Yes, I'm not playing the character. Just the original conversation. I am not playing the character that it says on the screen. But this is very short notice, and we've had to pull something together very quickly to keep you guys entertained, and to give Nacho and I a framework in which to drink irresponsibly.
Ooh, actually, along those lines, would it be helpful if I switch over to a different kind of a display? I could put that together right quick.
No, I think
Okay.
that more effort. I'm really hot, so even watching someone else put an effort into something is going to be really upsetting. Just like, can't do it.
Okay, well,
V stands for void, and it also stands for vagina, which we have, collaboratively, we have 3 vaginas in our group, so right now.
How many vaginas have you got, Nacho? Also, I don't think I've got a vagina. You've never seen it. How do you know?
I've got a pussy, so I have one.
We're streaming tonight, a bad idea. Should we just have cancelled when V said she'd got a job? Have we made poor decisions, is what I'm asking. Anyway.
I'm sorry, the chat is just incredible.
The chat is amazing.
Yeah, the chat is
Liam,
on fire.
If you don't know how you feel about the void, it probably means that you're turned on but just don't want to admit it. Everyone's like, wow, darkness is sexy.
Should I just do like a fucked up OnlyFans of just pretending to be the void? Just all voice recordings. They're just like,
you can give in. There's nothing wrong with giving in to the void. Just come over here and sit by me.
Wait,
the void talks like a baby. I don't understand.
No, you joke. I told a friend when I gave up work that the way I was going to make money was to set up Void Inc., which was effectively just a black web page where you bought void coins, which you never got and were worth nothing. And the money just went into the void. It didn't even go to anyone. The money just disappeared and became completely untraceable. And it was like, I have a horrible feeling if you did that, it'd be really successful. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I know.
Clever.
So yeah, if anyone wants to join the void, $600 buy-in, it'll be fine.
Can you imagine people actually do it though?
Yeah. Yeah, and if we add on Emily's OnlyFans and like turn it into like a complete conglomerate of voids, then just things that people can put their money in that will get them absolutely nothing in return. It'll be beautiful.
Void streaming, where we just like broadcast a fucking black screen.
Yeah.
I just keep spiraling out from all of these ideas where I'm like, oh my god, I'm imagining like the OnlyFans turning into something where someone wants like the void to findom them, just like, I'm going to rinse you for everything you have, you disgusting pay pig.
Welcome to Critical Drinking, where we all have very apparent kinks. Anyway, are we doing D&D or are we doing something else? I'm enjoying this conversation way too much.
I'm too scared to ask. We probably should do some D&D though.
We should probably do some D&D. Yeah. I mean, we'll at least try. Let's give it 20 minutes, and if we're still not feeling it, we'll just touch it. See how it goes.
I'm probably going to cry under pressure. I'm just letting y'all know up front.
Yeah, but you cry.
Anyway.
You cry without any pressure, Nacho. There's no challenge here.
Right. You're literally right. My Tinder bio says like, I'm gonna read it to you guys. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna read
Nacho, why you don't need to give me more fodder? Like, why are you literally setting yourself up like this?
I enjoyed so much though. Hold on.
What were you watching when Andrea filmed you crying and sent it to us all?
I was watching a drama, and they took like 14 episodes just to like hold hands, and I was like crying because I was like, oh my god, that's so pure and so like I was just crying my eyes out. Anyways, my Tinder bio literally says, I will cry in public.
If they make Snowflake Mountain again, guess who I'm nominating? Who wants to see Nacho try and survive in the wilderness with nothing but a penknife and a piece of cloth oil for 2 weeks? Me!
That sounds like so much fun. That sounds like so much fun, though.
Oh.
I would make friends with the ant and be like Snow White walking around in the woods.
Unclenching. How much for the Void to do the opening narration of the A-Team?
I mean, hey, I'll pull it up. I mean, we're trying to play D&D here, but we're clearly like, shit is
like we could have saved so much time and energy by just doing the Void.
Okay.
In fact, you should probably just turn all our cameras off, and we'll just all be voids, talking voids.
Oh my god. Okay. I keep leaning forward, but I should bring the mic up.
Microphones.
In 1972, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. Oh, these men... These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one can help, and if you find them, maybe you can hire the A-Team. Come join us, won't you?
If you want to request Emily to read anything else, I think 100 bits cheer is
well in order. Yes.
Well,
I mean, yeah, as the Void, as whomever. Yeah. I mean, granted, I say whomever, but like, you know, if you're like, oh, try to sound like, I'm trying to think of someone I'll never sound like. Sound, you know what? No, not even sound French. I'm like, I do not do that accent well. For example,
je ne sais quoi. Je ne sais quoi.
Oh, bonjour.
Bisous. Oui, baguette.
Your mother was a hamster. No, your father was a hamster, and your mother smelled of elderberries.
Precisely.
That's it. Excellent. D&D? Nacho, come on, you're the DM. You're supposed to be one to be in control of this stuff.
Okay. So we're gonna reel it back. So what happened last time when we were playing? Does anyone remember? Does anyone want to talk about it? Because we don't have the weekly VCAP anymore because the Void is.
No, but we could do the VTAP when V is back.
You're right.
Right. But
I wanted to like talk about what happened last, so I can just kind of like go back from where we were. You know what I mean?
No.
Okay, you know what? It's fine. We don't need like a memory refresher. We'll just go. So last time on Total Drama Island, Hyperion, Legend of the Seven Seas, we were fighting a Hydra, right? And the Hydra was defeated, and then we got a trident. Yay! So the party went to bed. And as they go to bed, we kind of like unwind and whatnot. Emily, or Arsinoe, as we like to call her, she goes back, but she goes back. You know what I mean? Like she goes all the way back.
Yeah.
Back to 1965, when it was her 16th birthday in the underworld of Hades. I don't know what I'm doing. It was her.
This is my cigarette because I'm a teenager, but it's apparently the 60s.
How old is Arsinoe?
Oh, she's old. But it's okay because she's a demigod, so it's like she doesn't really look old. You know what I mean? Like she's like a vampire. Like according to my world, like my canon world. This is canon, guys. Arsinoe is a MILF anyway.
Like an evil Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
A lot of this is clearly only happening in your head, because I've been playing this for like 6 weeks now, and I'm like, is it? Are we?
Yes, and Sarah. Yes, and. Yes, and.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I'm over here like, go back farther, darling. We'll just have it back when everyone talked like this. Oh, Daddy, I'm so excited for my sweet 16. Guys, I am sorry. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me today.
None of it. None of us are doing it.
Okay. Okay. So it is 1965, but it's the eve of her 16th birthday, and we see Arsinoe and Ethel just preparing the centerpieces for the party that's to come the following day. What does this conversation look like? Ethel, take it away.
So Ethel, as we've described, is spherical, dressed in black. Basically looks like Nanny from Blackadder, if anyone understands that reference. She is not doing centerpieces. Nanny doesn't really do anything particularly effectively. So actually what she's doing, she's pulled out a chair from the long dining table that she's sitting at, and she's knitting, unsurprisingly. And she's basically doing one of those, those old people monologues where like no one really knows what she's talking about. So she's like, on Lammas Eve at night, she shall be 16. And I remember when she was in my dogs, and she was there sucking away like a leech on a lemon. And I thought to myself, well, she's going to be a big, strong lass, isn't she? But look, she's turned out really tiny and very skinny. And I have to say, my John, if he were still alive, he'd be really disappointed, because he really was a believer that girls should be big, strong, strapping lasses, and that they should be able to make their own way in the world without the need to ask a man to lift a hammer. And so, he would have strong words for you, my lass. Because I remember you sitting there playing with your tumble tot and thinking, well, if she keeps tweaking her tumble top like that, she's going to do something funny to her eyesight. And then I realised that actually it's fine for a child that age to play with their tumble top, because on the upside, it's not their twinkle. And so I said to your mother, who I don't think you probably remember because she died quite a long time ago, but I said to your mother, I said, she's probably going to be deviant. It's going to be great fun to watch, but very hard to work with. So the best thing you can do is send her to private school. But your dad decided not to send you to private school, which I really think could be a mistake, but I've done my best. I taught you to knit, and I don't know what else you could really ask for.
So Arsinoe has like a cigarette hanging out of her mouth and is repainting a handful of like the chairs and tables and everything, because it's the late 60s. Everything has to look mod. She wants to be cool. So as Nanny, yes, I was like, I wanted to say Nursey, and I was like, no, Nanny. As Nanny is
call her whatever you like. She responds to most things, even when people aren't talking to her. It's fine.
So Arsinoe is just kind of like buzzing around the room as Nanny is sort of spouting all of this stuff, and just kind of pauses for a moment and is like, all right, how does it look? Like if you were like the cool kids at school, right? If you were like, what would you think?
Well, I mean, I've not been to a lot of these because, I died in the 16th century, but there weren't a lot of these kind of things going on. But I mean, I do wonder that you've been listening to too much Rolling Bones, because you've literally seen a red door and you've literally painted it black. And I'm not sure that black is really a particularly festive colour for a 16th.
No, but like it's cool, and we're in the underworld, so I mean I think that's a color pattern that works anyway, and then like when you introduce little bits of color, like I'm gonna have that bright cerulean dress, you know what I mean? It's just gonna really pop. It's gonna really stand out, especially with that red handbag, especially like with all the black and white. I mean, Look, I keep bugging Derek Jarman to send me, like, you know, some stuff to build, like, for on AutoCAD or you know, to paint like he would have it painted. But but he won't return my calls.
Before we carry on with this conversation, you do know you're supposed to light the cigarette.
As you say that,
Arsinoe stiffens up and goes, "Yes, I just like it this way," and shoves the entire cigarette, like, in her mouth, chews it, and swallows it. And you can tell it's a deeply unpleasant experience, but she's not about to admit that she didn't know that, so.
My 15th child died having got the tobacco out of John's pipe and chewed it, so I wouldn't advise you doing that too often, especially not with the filter in.
I'll take that under advisement.
That's a good girl.
As this conversation's going on, Zagreus walks in drenched in blood, and he's like, "Dude, I'm just trying to make it out of the underworld, bro. Like, why is it so hard to get out of here? Like, I've been murdered like 30 times already, dude, but make love, not war, dude." And he just, like, walks past you, drenched in blood, leaving the floor blood-stained behind him.
So as he tries to walk past Nanny, she grabs the back of his, like, I assume he's wearing, like, shorts or something. She grabs the back of his shorts, she said, "Not so fast, young man." And she, like, she does that thing like old people do where she sort of, like, gets up and she's like, like, she's like, "Oh, my knees. And then out of her, like, she rifles around in her bust and pulls out a hanky, and she turns to Zach and she's like, "Lick." And then she proceeds to, like, it's completely pointless. She proceeds to, like, sort of move the blood around using this handkerchief. At which point she's like, "There you are, that's better." And she tucks the bloodied handkerchief back into her cleavage.
Zach! You need to, like, stay put a little bit. I don't want to tell you how to live your life or anything, Zach. However, you were born 6 days ago. Maybe baby steps. Walk before we run. You're getting murdered a lot because
I'm not meant to be part of this world.
What?
You are part of this world.
Yeah,
Allegedly. Anyway, I'm gonna go to my room and probably.
Oh, no, you don't! If your sister's working hard to prepare this party, you are also gonna work to prepare this party, young man. Otherwise, you're not too old for me to bend you over my knee, pull down those butt-ugly shorts, and smack you on your bot until you cry.
Alright, fine. Make love, not war, dude.
I hope you haven't been making love, young man, not at your age. I told you to keep your winkle where it is until I give you permission to get it out.
I'm literally sculpted by the gods, dude. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, and if they had my way, they would have made you like an action man and you wouldn't have had anything down there because it's only going to get you into trouble.
I mean, ultimately, I think it's a good policy to hold off on the lovemaking, given that, you know, you only recently developed object permanence. So I think, you know, these sorts of things are worth Zach, let's talk about that later. Can you please like go set up the limbo stand, and in the corner is this grayscale limbo like stand covered in like black lace or gray lace. It looks, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, not, it looks like Beetlejuice had a luau, right? And she's like, can you just work on that?
I mean, I guess. And then he just whips out, like, all colored paints. So, like, he brings out, like, yellow and neon green and neon blue. And he starts making, like, these, like, really trippy patterns on it. And it looks really fucking cool. What do you think, Arsinoe?
I think it's gonna take a lot of time to get used to having a sibling. And Arsinoe just kind of like holds it in, and then takes a glass off one of the tables and like hurls it across the room and is like, I'm gonna go for a walk. And like leaves and walks around the building.
Arsinoe, no, not before you've tidied that up. You can have a strop after you've removed the dangerous shards of glass and handed them to a demon for someone to torture.
After Ethel says that, Zach just kind of goes like, haha, mazel tov, dude. And he just turns to Ethel and continues painting the recently painted chair. He tries to paint it blue and green and a yellow and all these.
Zachary,
like,
stop
colors.
annoying your sister. I've still got the naughty step down the front of my blouse, and you're not too old to sit on the naughty step.
Damn, bro, like chill, make love, not war.
No, we've talked about this. No making love. No winkles.
Who said anything about a winkle, Ethel? Give me a hug, bro.
Okay, let me explain to you, and as Arsinoe is walking out, the last thing she is, let me explain to you how a man loves a woman, or sometimes a man loves a man, or sometimes a woman loves a woman, or sometimes how someone of no gender loves someone else of no gender.
Parentheses,
I
this
actually-
is really progressive for the 60s.
Yes.
Anyway.
Emily, the performer, really has to go to the bathroom, so I'm like, I kind of want you to continue with that conversation, partially because I'm interested, partially because I'm like, I've got to pee. I'll be right back.
No piss, girl.
So, Zachary, what happens is a winkle owner meets an oyster owner, right? And they rub their oysters and their winkles together, and a sort of sea foam erupts from the winkle into the
born
oyster.
from sea foam.
You were
Right?
born from sea foam. That's exactly like Daddy Hades rubbed his winkle against your mummy's oyster, and then sea foam came out, and that's how you were made.
All right.
So what you have to be careful of is rubbing your winkle on an oyster, or indeed, like, really, you just shouldn't rub your winkle, because if you rub your winkle too much, you will go blind and your nose will fall off.
If I rub my wink, I don't have a winkle. Do I have a winkle?
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've looked, to be honest, because, you know.
What even is a winkle?
I mean, in about 60 years' time, they'll invent something called the internet, and you'll be able to look it up. So just hang on until they invent the internet.
All right. 60 years is like what? Like 20 seconds here?
Yeah, basically. So, you know.
Nah.
Why don't you, my darling, hold your breath, count to 30, and by the time you've done that, they might have invented the internet, and you might be able to look up winkles.
Zagreus does that, but nothing happens.
I mean, I think you need to hold your breath and count to 30.
All right, but like Zagreus follows suit.
Say yes, Nacho. Hold your breath and count to 30.
What do you
Giles.
want me to do?
Because that's roleplay, and we're vamping until Emily gets back from the toilet.
All right.
Right, you need to count out loud. Just don't breathe.
1, 2. I can't do it.
Zachary, you're gonna have to start all over again. It doesn't count if you like breathe.
All right. So he goes, all right. Let me do this again. Let me go from the start.
How long before you tell him that he's only got 10 fingers and he gets really confused? Did you think he's going to bring out his little tiddly toes? Are you going to bring out your toes? Are you?
I lost count, that's all.
Thank you for vamping, and also, what?
Anyway, yeah.
So, Arsinoe kind of like comes back to see this and gives like, you know, Nanny a little like, you know, like thank you or like a thumbs up for keeping Zagreus kind of busy. And Arsinoe, you know, hurries about getting the room prepared and, you know, putting down like the little like place settings and this, that, or the other. and is like, okay, I think if I look at this any longer, I'm just gonna mess with it. I feel like, yeah, I just need to walk away. I need to leave it. I need to get dressed, right? I need to, get out of my PJs and get ready to see the guests.
I mean,
Yay!
I don't want to preempt anything, but they're not arriving until tomorrow, my lamb.
Yeah, what she said. Like, chill, bro.
Like, I mean, we can put you in your dress because you look very pretty. And I mean, it's not often that I can look at you and say, oh, she looks pretty, but the dress makes you look pretty. And, maybe people will like you when you wear the dress. But until then, I think you're just going to have to continue being you and just admit that your family loves you.
I admit that my family loves me.
Good. Well
Even
done.
Zagreus.
Shall we go and have some rice pudding? Who would like a rice pudding? Or how about a nice syrup sponge? Who likes syrup sponge with custard?
I do.
So,
you do.
as we're discussing about rice pudding and syrup sponge, Hades slams open the door and he has a cigarette, like a cigar in his mouth, and he's like, yes, for the fourth time I told you, Russia has no interest to go to war with the United States. It's all a hoax. Nothing's gonna happen. Just calm down. Nothing is going to happen. The world is not going to end. Anyway, what is going on here? Why are you all just lounging around?
Good evening, sir. By the way, you do know you have to light that to get the most out of it, right?
No, I like the flavor when it's not lit, Ethel.
Okay. At this point, Ethel pulls out like a massive pipe and a tinder box. And just to make a point, she's like... and it just sits there like properly smoking while the rest of you just suck on like tobacco.
I like the flavor, Ethel.
That's good for you, sir.
Arsinoe uses Nanny's pipe to like light her cigarette and Dad, I heard the hamburger people are trying to go to the moon.
I've never understood letting patties, like, why did you give patties arms and legs and let them develop science? It seems like a mistake to me, especially when you put them in the buns. I don't see how the buns are going to get out the atmosphere.
I'm literally not the god of anything else other than death. So yes, this war would be very economically beneficial for me, but nonetheless, it's not happening. Zeus told me that he doesn't want it to happen, so it's not gonna happen. Nonetheless, if it were to happen, maybe I'll help the burger people get to the moon faster. I think it'll be wonderful if they get to the moon before the Russians. Maybe it'll spark something between them.
People might not even believe it's real, though. Remember, that one time back in the 1300s, that guy Seamus Flanagan got to the moon by mistake, and when he got back, no one believed him?
Yes, I remember that, but weren't you 5 back then?
Yeah, but I'm really observant sometimes. People don't realize that about me. I am always watching. I'm always very carefully observing and learning and memorizing, and there was something really captivating about the harrowing story of someone who has been somewhere and seen things that can't even be imagined and then has to return back to regular reality, losing all credibility and all of their friends simply because no one can relate to someone who's been to the moon.
Arsinoe, if that's true, how come you still can't do your 7 times tables?
Look, my knowledge is specialized. I don't have room. I am efficient.
Okay.
7 times 6 is I don't give a shit. That's what I have other people for. I need to focus on the big picture items. You know what I mean? If a CEO is spending time picking out what they're wearing for the day, that's decision-making skills and time they don't have, so they need someone else to do that or to wear the same thing every day. That's just science. And so
Arsinoe, I said, darling, yes, you're rambling again. And also, I want to ask you, have you been hanging out with Marilyn Monroe recently? Because you're acting just like a slut. You're barely 16.
Mr. Hades, excuse me, but we do not use that word in this nursery.
Well, no,
You're
I'm
all
a
right.
father.
You're
I'm
all
a father.
You're all right.
I'm
No,
a father.
no.
No,
You
listen.
dragged me out of the afterlife to bring up your children. I was having a very nice time with my husband and my 32 kids, and you decided to bring me back from my 16th century cottage idyll to bring up your children. So, you listen to me. And at this point, she stands up like she's much more efficient than she's ever been, and she towers over Hades. Like, she is fucking terrifying. It's like the moon is rolling towards him. It's like that scene in Indiana Jones. Like, he is Indiana Jones and she is the boulder.
Hades just kind of like holds it back with one finger and goes, "All right, Ethel, I won't use that language anymore. Nonetheless, I do have to know Arsinoe." He kind of looks around Ethel's perimeter.
You basically have to go like horizontal.
Yeah, he has to go like that, all the way to the side. And he said, "I do have to know if you've been hanging out with Marilyn Monroe. She got to hell like in 1962 or so after she died. Poor thing. Have you been hanging out with her?"
Yeah, but it's not what you think. It wasn't about like being liberated or positive or anything like that, anything gross. No, like it was just because she knows like a surprising amount of communists and you know a lot about communism. So I was just kind of pumping her for information.
Yes, well that's very suspicious, and I have to say we are broke right now. What is this mess that I see around here? What's going on here?
It's for my party. It's not
a party.
It's
darling, the party. She's having a party. Persephone, she's having a party. Can you believe that? Oh my god, me either. Listen, we're broke. We're very broke. We do not have the money to throw a party right now. So, I was thinking, maybe a little treat. Maybe you could go to Burgerland with your friends, and you could spend some time there because it is the 60s after all. So there is a lot of drugs that you could do with your friends in Burgerland, America, as they call it.
Right. So, and Arsinoe kind of like, listlessly kind of just like knocks a little like place setting off to the side on a table and isn't really like making eye contact with anybody and is just kind of like, well, I thought that this was kind of set in stone. I've been talking about doing this for months, but if we can't have people over or I mean, I just wanted to invite friends, but I guess we can just go do, LSD at NASA or whatever.
Ethel takes a step forward and puts her entire weight down on Hades' foot.
Hades kind of goes like, "Oh my god, ooh, Ethel, please, you're standing on my foot, please."
Oh, sorry, am I standing on you? You're so small that sometimes it's hard to know where you are.
Yes, I know, I'm very puny, aren't I? Yes,
I think when the first in line for the throne of the underworld wants to have a party, I don't think it really comes down to the money, does it, sir?
Well,
it comes down to a strong family affiliation.
Zacharias is being problematic again, and now we don't have the money to keep affording expenses. I
understand.
His arrival was rather
less than a week. It has been less than a week, Dad.
I know that you might hate your brother for this, but it's not his fault. It is lack of planning and lack of protection between Persephone and I. We did not take the proper measures to prevent. Listen, it is a part of nature.
La. No, it's gross. It is gross.
You will go through it one day with a man or woman that you love. Don't worry. But
Ethel puts more of her weight on Hades' foot.
Oh my God, Lord Jesus Christ! Oh, I don't even believe in him, but he's pretty chill. I've hung out with him. He died, and then he just went back up.
She puts more of her weight on Hades.
Oh my God!
She's basically
Lord.
standing on one leg now, so that you have like the 200 like tons that is Ethel.
All right, we'll have a party. God damn it! Oh my God.
Oh, thank you, Dad. Thank you, Daddy. And
that will mean a lot to the young lady, and obviously you will stand up tomorrow and you will make a lovely speech explaining how delighted and proud you are as a father.
All right, very well. Jesus, can I have my foot back?
You know, it also has just occurred to me that I think Arsinoe is a boomer if she's 16 in the late 60s. Which explains a lot.
Explains nearly everything. So yeah. Oh, well, that's lovely, isn't it, sir? Do you know what? I think I might keep this leg as, shall we call it, collateral. And with that, she bends down and she just pulls off Hades' leg at the knee.
Hades says,
and like puts it down her bodice.
Hades says, "God damn it! I'm gonna have to get freaking like another wooden leg, I guess. That was my good leg. God damn it!" And then he just like,
"Oh, the leg I've taken is definitely not wooden. I can still feel your little warm toes moving. But you're back as soon as the party's finished, and you've made a lovely, lovely speech about your lovely, lovely daughter."
All right. Can I have my leg back?
When you've made a lovely, lovely speech about your lovely, lovely daughter at her lovely, lovely 16th birthday party. Because you are a lovely, lovely man, aren't you, Mr. Hades?
I've been described as detestable, but yes, I suppose.
Good. And she like pats Hades on the head like a child.
And he hops off.
Nanny is the best. I love Nanny so much. Arsinoe is just like, thank you. Like, says to her father, like, thank you. And then big one, like, thank you to Nanny. Come on. Come for a
nanny hug.
Gives her a hug, but it kind of more just looks like she's flopped face first onto a boulder, you know, like
It's like that bit in if anyone's a Ghibli fan where she's like lying on top of Totoro and Totoro's like a bed. Like that's effectively what this is like. Like you are basically buried in cleavage.
Incredible. Amazing. And then, is just like, squeeze a little bit tighter and is like, I don't know why, I have to be like second fiddle to Zach all the time. I get that Zach is a baby, but he's a baby like a baby giraffe, not like a baby.
Yeah, I mean Zach's already got the body of a 14-year-old, which, considering he's like not even a week old, is decidedly disturbing. But I mean that's just what the gods have decided. But I mean it does unfortunately mean that body of a 14-year-old, brain of a 2-day-old, which is, a catastrophic combination, let's be honest. But I wouldn't let it worry you. The world is a very unfair place, and you have a lot of advantages and privileges, which if you worked out how to use them, who knows, maybe it would work out for the best. Either that, or we just take Zach and dip him in the river.
Ooh, I do like that idea. It does sound like it might also make it everything more neat and tidy when the apocalypse happens, since that's sort of my job, and there's not a heck of a lot in any of the prophecies or any of the instruction manuals or any of the recipes I've seen. None of it has any mention of some asshole giraffe baby named Zach,
Yeah, it doesn't really work in terms of like a prophecy. If I was to like materialize on Earth now and say, beware the Zach, the bringer of the apocalypse, I think people might just laugh at me and assume that I am on some sort of mushroom brownie concoction.
Right, right. I mean, you know how we get television from all timelines?
I've never watched it because it's the devil's box.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Well, one of the demons in the demon box, his name is Zach, and he's on a show called Ghost Adventures, where he's just like a bro that hunts ghosts. And sometimes I wonder
why would you need to hunt ghosts? I mean, we can literally, like, you can go out. Like, if you want ghosts, you can literally go out the front door. Like, it would do you good to go outside of the kind of bedroom occasionally. You can go outside the front door, and there's just lots of ghosts. And you can walk up and go, boo! And then they come back at you and they go, boo! And it's very good fun. Because they know they're ghosts, and they know ghosts go, boo! So when you boo them, they really like it.
Oh, okay. I'll have to try that next time I'm outside. Next time I go, because I go outside all the time. That's me. That I'm Miss likes to leave her room. Then Arsinoe just kind of like tries to smile, but it looks like it's like physically painful for her. It's just kind of like tensing up, just like that's me.
Yeah, I'm not saying all the time, just occasionally, just once or twice. I mean, it would be really nice. Like, can I be honest with you, my duck?
Yes, of course, yes, of course.
Now, obviously, I have known you since you were basically a sort of smear of cream on a piece of toast, right? And so your dad made me be there for conception, which was traumatic because I wasn't there for the conception of my own children. So watching anyone else's conception wasn't up for that, but that was part of the contract. And I'm getting paid very well for this. You know that anyway, so I'm not telling you anything you don't know already. But what I will say is that I haven't worried about you in many ways, but I do worry about you, and, well, it would be nice if you had at least one friend.
I have you. You are.
No, I'm a person who's paid to take care of you. And yes, I have developed feelings for you because I don't know if you've noticed, but I've got 4 tits and I'm very maternal. I don't know why I've got 4 tits. It's just how your dad put my body back together. But it was very efficient for raising you. I just kept moving you from one tit to another.
Yeah.
But, like,
well, you know, I mean, that's why they call you Nanny 4 Tits.
Oh. Yeah, that's what it says on my OnlyFans as well. That's why I make quite a lot of money on the side on OnlyFans.
Yeah, or that one time when I went with you to the fish market and you turned around the corner and just like this group of people went, "Hey, it's Nanny 4 Tits." Not No Tits, that's someone else.
Nanny No Tits is a bitch, right? Do not talk to me about Nanny No Tits. That woman is not really fit to call herself a nanny. How can you nurse anyone with no tit? Like, I mean, you need at least one tit. I mean, like, your dad has 2 tits. I know because I saw them when he was humping your mum. But, like, you know, like, it's not... What I'm saying is, like, as tits aside, and it's quite hard for me to move tits aside because I've got so many of them and they're massive. But tits
you do have a lot of tits, man.
I really hope I get to keep these. Like, John will be delighted. He's very much a tits man. Do you know what I mean? Like, 4 butt cheeks, he wouldn't blink an eye. 4 tits, he will be like a tit and tits when I go back. But, like, that aside, I do worry about what will happen when I'm not here to look after you. Who's going to look after you, Arsinoe?
I will look after myself. Obviously, that's what we've been training for, and that's why I need to learn. I need to make sure I influence people. I need to gather followers. You know, I need to be inspirational and in control. And I don't know if that is power that lies in my tits or what part of me, but I don't think you need to worry. That's what all of this preparation time is for before I'm unleashed onto the world.
From at this point, you hear from the other room just like a loud metal clang of like swords and like other weapons just kind of clashing together, and then Hades being like, Persephone, I've fallen down. I only have one leg. Ah, and they left around these swords on the floor because they've been training again. Ah, Jesus Christ, come help me! I can't get up.
Nanny just ignores the noise, and she takes Arsinoe's face in both her like massive, like her hands are so big that they basically are like are the size of Arsinoe's head, and she bends down as much as she can, and she says, I just hope that one day you understand the difference between having followers and having friends.
Okay, thank you.
And she gives us a massive kiss on the forehead.
Thank you, Nanny. I will think about that. And then Arsinoe kind of, because she's deeply wounded, Arsinoe goes to try to help her father get up.
When you open the door, nothing's there anymore. Like the floor is tidy, like the weapons are in the rack where they're supposed to be, and Hades has closed his door behind him with a do not disturb candle lit.
Ew, what?
Is there also a sock on the door? Just in case anyone can't read.
What? Yeah, I do not feel like he is interested in being a dad, and I would also appreciate to know less about his humping. Past, present, or future would be great. To not have to be exposed to that. That'd be perfect. Okay,
Zagreus, while still painting the chairs, hears you say humping. He's like, dude, like, what the hell is humping? It sounds gross.
It's what you do with a winkle and an oyster, or sometimes two winkles and a void, and sometimes you only have oysters, so then someone has to strap on a winkle. Anyway, I believe we were going for some lovely syrup sponge and custard.
Arsinoe, under her breath, like halfway through that, like the thing about the two oysters is like, well, what about trimming? And then like it kind of like is like, no, you're right. Never mind. Let's not even bring it up. Let's not. Okay. I thought all of the invitations already went out. I mean, Dad was talking about not having money and everything, but like I did try to do like a bulk mailer 3 weeks ago.
Well, I mean, I don't know what a bulk mailer is. I mean, in my day, you just stood in the middle of the village and shouted, and people turned up to stuff. So, you know.
Okay. So yeah, normally it's a bulk mailer is when you're just like mailing out a ton of invitations or postcards or something to a bunch of people. Since I have no way of knowing whether or not that actually got sent, I guess it's time to scream about it in public for a minute.
My duck, who did you ask to send it?
Oh, Gary. Gary, weirdly slimy, I don't really, kind of like covered in a lot of seaweed. I don't know what that's about, but just like slimy seaweed, man, has, a couple of starfish kind of just crawling all over his body, and I was like, hey, Jeffrey, and he was like, and I was like, yeah, no, I hear you, and then, he made a few more gurgles, said something to the effect of like, and I was like, yeah, could you please send these? And then I handed Gary this, big stack of invitations, and he just kind of like nodded and walked toward the offices.
Hang on, Gary with the blue eyes.
Yeah, like the glowing blue eyes.
Yeah, blue eye, very blue eyes.
Yes,
like that,
I mean, I was under the impression that Gary worked in the mailroom because Gary's like often walking around with packages and letters and things. But fuck, I'm gonna feel like a real asshole if either Gary has a different job or if Gary doesn't even work here.
I mean, why don't we go and check? It can't. How hard can it be to find Gary and just check
Let's
that
go.
the invitations have gone?
Yeah. Let's find Gary.
So at this point it's like 4 p.m. already. Like it's really close to like closing hours at the customer service hours at Hades Center. So you guys walk in through the door and you hear the receptionist being like, "Thank you for calling Hades customer service. Please hold. Thank you for calling Hades customer service. Please hold. What do you want, Ethel?"
Oh, hello, my love. I've got that delivery that you wanted. You know, the breast milk.
Oh, hi, Ethel. Yeah, you can just kind of like go to the back.
Okay.
Chop it
So
up.
Ethel sort of like reaches around and she pulls out like a liter like milk carton.
Okay.
Right, which is like I'm just gonna put this in the fridge for you, and like she goes around the back to where the lockers are for you, and you hear like the clank of your locker as like she puts it in your locker.
Oh my god, thank you so much, Ethel. Anyways, back to business. Business as usual. You know how it is. Wednesdays or whatever. Thank you for calling Hades customer service. Please hold. And then he just goes on.
So, could you help us, my love? I am trying to find, you know, Gary with the blue eyes. He was given a very important task, and we've not heard back from him. So we wondered if you knew where he is. You'd recognize him, like blue eyes. Really, like the most remarkable thing about any of him is that he has blue eyes, like the kind of blue eyes that you don't really expect down here.
Gary. Short for Garrett.
I don't know. Gary wears living starfish as clothes sometimes.
Oh. Yeah.
I heard he performs under the name Ziggy Starfish Dust.
Oh, Ziggy! Yeah.
Ziggy
Gary Ziggy. Okay, so he doesn't work here anymore. We found his OnlyFans and it's quite inappropriate. So if corporate decided to fire him, you can take it up with Hades. He's the one responsible for that. He has been fired for like I think a couple of days now, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was right after Zacharias was born. So he wants to be taken more seriously as a father figure or whatever. So he wants to like, steer clear from like propaganda against him or like public eye or whatever. He just wants to retire. So he wants to like be as clean as possible before he does that. Gary Ziggy is no longer working with us anymore. When did you hand these letters?
This was about like 2.5-3 weeks ago ish that I gave Gary some letters to send off.
All right, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me check on file. And you just hear.
Thank you.
You just hear that, and then she kind of goes like, "Ooh, that's not good."
What's not good? What happened?
Oh, don't worry about it, darling. I'll get it fixed in a second. Oh, that's worse.
My darling, if you want me to continue coming down for your like.
Oh, all right. Ethel,
bi-weekly.
Do not withdraw from me. Give me 1 second. I'm going to explain to you. I'm just gathering my thoughts. All right. I'm having like 5 calls on hold for this, so this is important for me. I think what happened is that Gary used those letters as an OnlyFans video. So he did a thing with them. It was very gross. And then he just proceeded to kind of like rip them to shreds and use them as confetti out of his butt. So,
I mean, that in and of itself is impressive. I mean, when he did that, would it still have been possible to read the invitation? Because what we could do is just mail the video out to everyone, and then everyone would know the party was happening.
Oh, it's indistinguishable. Like, there are splats of shit and glitter all over the invitations. Like, there is nothing that can be read. I'm so sorry.
And to be fair, sounds like a good weekend.
Also, it's 60, so the camera quality is just, like, really bad right now.
Bro. And it's probably, like
read it first? I mean, like, I don't know.
No.
Because that could have been part of it.
Gary couldn't read, which is one of the main issues that we had with him in corporate. Like, he couldn't read, so he kept, like, misfiling everything. And we were like, you know, maybe it's not useful to have him around. Like, he's cute and he's, like, charming with those blue eyes or whatever, but he's really, like, not set for the corporate setting. You know what I mean? Like, some people can cook and some people teach. Like, that's fine. So.
Okay. I mean, I know you. I know how well connected and what a brilliant demon that you are. And as she says this, like, Nanny's unbuttoning. This never happens. Arsinoe has never seen this. Nanny is unbuttoning the front of her like black dress, and it's like basically getting down to like the corset, and like you can see that there's like 3 boob lines. And Nanny's like, you know, it must be really hard for you being like so well connected and knowing so many people. So I was wondering if you could help us get the word out. Like, maybe if instead you said like, Hades, please hold for the next 24 hours. You said, hi, this is Hades. Why don't you come to a party tomorrow? And then, you know, I'm sure we could arrange like a home visit.
Parentheses, I hate this storyline.
I know you do. That's why I'm enjoying it.
So she agrees, and she just kind of like cleans up her like slobber from her mouth, and she's like, yeah, that's possible. We can definitely do that. No worries. All right. Anything you need from me? Anything else you need? Yeah. Oyster. What do you need?
So yeah, if you could just tell everyone about the party tomorrow, and then maybe, I don't know if there's like a all people in hell mail system, but if we could send out something tomorrow with like the time, the date, and explaining that like maybe Hades is commanding people to attend by like underworld overlord command, that would be great, because like it's Arsinoe's 16th birthday party, and if it's not fucking amazing, I will break the bones of every single person in this place.
All right, fine, I can do that. You guys can see yourself out. I'm going to be taking calls. Thank you for calling Hades. Okay. Can you go to a bomb-ass party tomorrow? No? Okay, bye. Thank you for calling Hades. Can you go to a bomb-ass party tomorrow? No? Yeah? You're busy? What do you have? You're literally dead. No. No, you can't bring a +1. No, wait, you can.
Oh, you can bring a +1.
Okay, you can bring a +1, yeah. Okay, yeah.
+1, children, undead,
Plus
dead.
13, that's a lot, but I'm going to say, yeah, whatever.
More the merrier.
And then she just kind of, like, closes the door behind you, so, like...
As she closes the door, like, she's there, like, buttoning up her top, and she's like...
In the background, Arsinoe is... There's like a couch in you know, it's like a waiting room area. Face down in the couch, just crying.
And is oh my god, what's her name? Is it Carol?
Carol.
Is Carol there?
No, Karen with an E. Are you talking about Karen? Like
who's the knitting lady who like?
Oh yeah, Carol.
Carol
is there. Yeah, she's sitting there.
And yeah, Arsinoe is crying and is like, I'm sorry, Carol, am I in the way?
No, darling, take your time. And she just continues
Thank you. Because okay, so I spent hours making those invitations perfect and putting the right amount of glitter on by hand and putting in Starbucks gift cards and things as like an added incentive to come see me, and I trusted Gary, and Gary just I don't know, saw my invitations and all of the like glitter and handmade love and care, and was like, I want that to be my butthole confetti. And then and my dad's ignoring me because Zach popped out of Persephone looking like he plays League of Legends every day, and like that's fine if that's what you want to do. That's fine if you want to play League of Legends every day, but like I just want to have a 16th birthday party, but everyone is throwing breast milk around, and like I'm grateful for it. Don't get me wrong, Nanny, but and like Arsinoe just kind of like shoves the pillow into her own face and like curls into the fetal position.
There, my love. Carol, if I have a word with people, do you fancy coming to a party tomorrow?
Oh, tomorrow is bingo night. It's gonna be very difficult for me to make it, unfortunately.
Why don't you bing the bingo hall? Like all of them. Like we'll play bingo. Who doesn't love bingo? Why don't we all play bingo but Arsinoe's party? We'll pay for the transfer because, you know, Arsinoe is future queen of the underworld. And, you know, why don't you come and hang with us so you can keep Arsinoe company? She's one of, like, you're one of her favorite people in the world, so it would mean a lot to her to be there. And, you know, alternatively, you know, if you came, I'm sure we could find a way for you to send a quick message up there.
All right, I'll talk to Blanche so she can invite the ladies.
I love Blanche. Tell Blanche that I'll be there, and she'll be there like a shot.
And then
play poker.
She just kind of like grabs your cheek. She kind of like pinches it, and then she just like tells you, all right, back to knitting. And she looks down and she's
all right, my love, I'll drop by that mohair that you're asking about. It's in a very lovely shade of lilac, and I think it would go really nicely with your grandchildren's eyes. And as she says that, she like literally scoops up Arsinoe, because like proportionally Arsinoe is tiny. She's like, right, come on, let's go and get that syrup sponge, my darling. And like she gets into the lift and they go back.
Arsinoe tugs on her hair and is like, also if Sid from Geometry could host the bingo and like feel special, that'd be pretty cool. I don't think they know who I am, but I'm just glad that there's gonna be bingo at my party.
That's all right, my duck. As I say, get you in a really soggy syrup sponge with some of that custard, with the skin on top, just the way you like it, and you'll feel right as rain and ready for a big day tomorrow.
Arsinoe just like pours this thing into her mouth. It's just like eating her feelings.
And it's made with Nanny's breast milk. Just the way you like it.
Arsinoe coughs and sputters and kind of like smiles, and like a fake smile, once again very pained smile, and is like, oh my, thank you for the extra effort in
nutrients.
This, in the...
There's extra nutrients, there's like, you know, my immune system, although I don't know if you need an immune system as a god, but you know,
8-bit community, thank you. Hi everyone.
Hello.
Sorry,
Hello,
I don't mean to cut you off.
welcome.
There's 30 folks. Ah,
Holy
hello,
shit.
welcome.
What a time
Oh
to
my
arrive as
gosh.
I'm explaining how to make custard with breast milk. Welcome.
I know. I was about to say, Arsinoe, while she's explaining this, kind of like tries to find a way to like duck while she's not looking, and like vomits a little bit into the wastebasket. It's just like, good stuff.
Hello 8-bit community. Did you have a good raid? A good stream? How was the stream? How was streaming?
Yes.
I've drunk quite a lot of gin. We are critical drinking. We, when we can, consume alcohol while playing D&D, which there are rules for, which you can follow if you want, but I wouldn't advise it because we've been playing for an hour and I am getting towards wasted.
Mowgli, thank you, Mowgli.
Thank you.
You know what? I know I said like I you know don't normally because of and Eman the Ender, Eman the Ender.
Eman.
Eman. You know what? I will have a nip. I'll be right back. I will have a nip.
Oh, you are not supposed to drink. Do not drink. Emily, come back.
Do the Mentos and Coca-Cola or the Cummer-Raid.
Mentos and Coke. We've spoken about this.
Ready?
Go.
Yay!
And nothing happens.
Oh, wait, shit.
Oh my god, she's actually drinking the whole. We did not expect this. If Emily dies, it's because she's consumed a bottle of Coke and some Mentos. And so thank you, Malgi, for the first time chat, but also you might have just killed Emily. We might watch her explode in real life. Are you going to explode?
Hey. No, probably not.
No.
Not yet. But you will burp.
Oh yeah. And these soggy Mentos are doing it. These are
Soggy Mentos is my new Tinder profile.
Nice.
It's fine. Hello.
Soggy Mentos is that move that your partner's skeptical about, and you're like, yeah, we'll save on when we're more advanced. We'll move on to the soggy
I read about that in Cosmo. I'm not sure how much I feel about Soggy Mentos. It's the bit where you have to get your leg round the back of your neck and their neck at the same time, and I'm just like, I don't get it.
No.
Like, how is that happening? And then of course you've got to put your winkle in someone's oyster, and that's when it gets really complicated. Like, do you shell the oyster first? For anyone who doesn't know, we are a group of people on various spectrums. I think it's safe to say. And my greatest joy in life is upsetting Nacho.
Yeah.
Like, basically, all this stream is now like, if we could get to 0 and I still insist that this happens, and I will still upset Nacho.
Hulu redeemed stopped over Sherry.
Hubli, because it's you and I basically need you to function, then yes, I will stop.
All right.
Ooh,
so as you guys leave
that
the
was
door,
a lot of soda.
So as you guys leave the door, it's like, wait, what?
Nacho, how do you play D&D again? Can you just remind me? What is it we do here?
I don't know what we do, honestly. I'm gonna drink because I'm annoying.
You're annoying. I've been trying to tell you that for months, and now you admit it live on stream. Can someone please clip Nacho saying I'm annoying so that I have proof? Nacho admits he's annoying. Me and Andrea will be so happy about this. Hello, old man Thomas.
Old man Thomas.
Hello.
We have very much lost the track of this game. Cool. So,
this game that had a track to begin with, to be on.
Joined already. It is the night before Arsinoe's birthday. Arsinoe is in like this Greek kind of culture version of D&D in a land called Hyperion. We are currently in the underworld where Arsinoe, daughter of Hades, is about to celebrate her 16th birthday, at which she fully expects to be confirmed that she is due to become queen of the underworld when Hades retires. She tried to have a party. Her dad tried to stop it. Her terrifying nanny Ethel, who is a Goliath, who is like exactly spherical, like the moon, took Hades' leg, which she now has secreted down her corset, and only to find that the man who Arsinoe trusted to share out invitations actually got fired and shot Arsinoe's birthday invitations out of his butt in an OnlyFans video. And now we're having to find ways to invite people to a party tomorrow that no one except Arsinoe and Nanny Ethel want to happen.
I also think that it's not a coincidence that I think unless I'm mistaken, Sarah's the only one who hasn't cried yet this stream.
Oh, I can't cry. I had my tear ducts removed because that would be like showing emotion.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Dead inside. Look at the eyes.
Not it for everyone. Yeah, not it for everyone. I get it.
Nothing. There's no feeling here. Look at them. Dead.
I tell you what, I sometimes I feel like I have to cry, but nothing comes out, and it's an uncomfortable feeling.
Oh, I make myself cry when that happens to me.
Oh, then just like liquid runs out my nose.
I like hurt my own feelings. Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, your friends are only friends with you because so and so and so. I'm like,
why hurt your own feelings when you could pay me $50 and I would do it for you, Nacho?
Because I would just laugh if you try to hurt my feelings. Because I'm a Leo,
really?
You know?
Really?
Yeah, I feel like, yeah.
You only play League of Legends because that's the closest you'll ever experience to friendship.
That's a lie. I play League of Legends because I'm addicted. Anyways, welcome to Critical Drinking.
Okay.
We love each other, really. Alcohol has no.
I know.
Alcohol turns people into their best kind of people.
I was like, yeah, and even though I haven't had any, I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, do I double down? I'm like, do I build on this, or do we move on? I was like, are we gonna try to psychologically break Nacho?
Let's spend the next 45 minutes before the break trying to break Nacho. Let's break Nacho.
Oh my god! All right, I can send.
Again. That was
we should have a safe word though. I'm gonna say pineapple's our safe word. I will say pineapple if I feel uncomfortable.
Courtney Cox.
Okay.
Courtney Cox is your safe word.
Courtney Cox, like the actress
from Cougar Town.
Well, because you might talk about like pineapples just casually because aren't you drinking like a pineapple and passion fruit drink?
It's passion fruit and tequila.
There's no pineapple.
No.
I see.
Okay. I mean, pineapples could happen casually in conversation, whereas like Courtney Cox, I feel like couldn't happen.
Courtney Cox is my safe word.
Courtney Cox is your safe word, and I will continue to be a four-breasted, entirely spherical Goliath who has an OnlyFans account and supplies people in the underworld with breast milk as like a side gig.
There's a weird amount of breast milk in this show. It like every few episodes it happens.
Boobs. She's basically a cow, and she was brought into wet nursery. Like,
yeah,
she's a dairy cow. She has to keep going, otherwise she'll explode.
That's really sad, actually.
Yeah, her life is tragic. You guys just haven't realised this yet. She was plucked from her very happy life in like a 16th century like Elysium cottage with her husband and her 72 children and grandchildren to breastfeed Arsinoe, who is, let's be honest, quite objectionable even as a teenager.
Hold on. Old Man Thomas said, I love the fact that Nacho remembers Courtney Cox from Cougar Town and not friends. That's a lie. The one who said Courtney Cox is from Cougar Town was Emily. I remember her from Friends. Okay.
It took me a while to like actually watch Friends. Like I was a full ass adult. And I think Cougar Town is funnier.
And on that note, breast milk custard. That's my safe word.
Not. I don't mean that I think the show is funnier as in the, like in terms of the script. I mean rather I think if you're like, what's Courtney Cox from? I was like, Cougar Town is the funnier answer.
True. That is a funnier answer.
That's gonna be, you know how like we talk about having an X card in D&D. Like effectively, like what we need is like a live stream is a safe word. So like Nacho's gonna say Courtney Cox. I'm gonna say breast milk custard. Emily, what is your like D&D safe word?
My D&D safe word. Oh God. So it has to be something that I would never ever say, or like I'm like, is there a prompt for this?
Just if you're like, this is really uncomfortable and I need us to stop talking, so I'm going to use this this word in a sentence. Like Nacho's going to be like, and then Courtney Cox rocks in! And we're like, oh, yeah, so we'll stop talking about whatever we're talking about. I'll be like, breast milk custard, in which case we stop talking about whatever we're talking about.
Whenever you say breast milk custard, I will say Courtney Cox. Just saying. Like,
it's really become this weird spherical thing where every time you say Courtney Cox, I'm just going to say breast milk custard because I don't want to, like... And the stream will go on indefinitely. It'll be like 4 a.m. UK time, and we'll just be sitting here going, breast milk custard, Courtney Cox! Breast milk custard, Courtney Cox! Breast milk custard, Courtney Cox! Breast milk custard, Courtney Cox!
Essentially, yeah.
I feel like we've got a person and a thing. I was like, what about a place? And I was like, CIA black site.
But that equally, I feel like you would use the word CIA black site in conversation.
I know. That's true.
Oh.
That's a good point. I'm like, what?
Butthole.
Emily, what's it? I do like Antarctica quite a bit.
It has
Places.
to be something you wouldn't say. Like it has to be like, I love Trump. Do you know? Like it has to be something which you would only say in the event of an emergency.
Oh, I see. Get Mike Pence in the car.
I actually love that one though. That was great. That was amazing. I love that. Holy shit.
I apologize. I have a stomach ache. I'm gonna take some Pepto-Bismol and use the restroom again. I'm so sorry, guys.
You're good, no worries.
As we gone like massively off piece, shall we take a break and come back in like 10 minutes?
Yeah, I think
let's
Let's call it 12 because I struggle with coming back with anything less than an hour. Let's come back at 12 minutes, so 9 o'clock UK time or a different time if you're in
4 p.m. EST.
4 p.m. EST. I can never quite it's my mind that this goes out anywhere before, like, let's be honest, 9 p.m. at night. So thank you, Twitch, for tolerating us. It's all fine.
Exactly. Yes. All right. So we will be back soon. See you in a little bit. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Fresh milk custard.
You know, we're at Arsinoe's birthday. If anyone is joining us newly over the break, I think I saw Just Some Guy Tennessee showing up. And people were telling Just Some Guy Tennessee about how I gave voice to the void, and the void has things to say. We've come up with safe words for ourselves. Mine is get Mike Pence in the car.
Yeah.
Nacho has Courtney Cox, and Sarah, is yours breast milk custard? Was that it?
Yes. Yes, something which
Tight.
people don't say in everyday conversation, but if it comes up in conversation, it might be a red flag.
We will be tweeting these just so people understand and know what happens when we say things out of context.
Oh yeah, and when V comes back, we will be shouting breast milk custard and get Mike Pence in the car on a regular basis, and V will have no idea when she's back from the void what we're going on about.
Yeah, I'm also not going to tweet mine because I feel like even if I provide as much context as I possibly can in each tweet, that might still attract some attention that I don't want from some parties that I don't want attention from.
Yeah, I feel like breast milk custard is going to send me to a weird corner of the internet that I don't really want to go to, Nacho. So in the interest of not being doxxed for breast milk custard, I would rather we didn't go beyond this stream. If you wanna go on and on about Courtney Cox, then that'll be fine because you're just sort of like like weird stan account. But
yeah, I can just be an FAG talking about Courtney Cox.
Yeah.
A, isn't she still married to David Arquette? And B,
Yes,
let me tell you, if you have not seen, I was like, David Arquette, one of the people in the movie Ravenous. If you have not seen the movie Ravenous from 1999, please do yourself a favor and watch it. Have either of you seen Ravenous?
I probably have, but it doesn't ring. It sounds like the kind of thing that I would have watched in about 2000, probably under the influence of some sort of substance.
A, that's not a bad way to watch it, and B, like, it is, there's a lot going on, but the big highlight is just getting to spend 2 hours hoping and feeling like a little on edge, hoping that Robert Carlyle and Guy Pearce will kiss. You just like, and it seems very probable the whole time that they will kiss.
Oh my god! Wait.
I feel like there's an entire tranche of like fanfic which Emily has been turning out since 1999, which none of us will ever find, which is just solely based on this. It's like a very small corner of internet.
I'm sorry,
guys,
but if you can watch Robert, what?
David Arquette and Courtney Cox got divorced in 2013.
What? They've got back together.
Yeah, they got back together, but now she's dating Johnny McDade.
Who's Johnny McDade?
I don't know.
Who's that?
Let's look it up.
I love the way that all of us.
You know, it's just gonna be a picture of Pete Davidson. You know, it's just gonna be Pete Davidson.
Oh, he's a singer. He's so much younger.
You are no Perez Hilton, are you, Nacho? You're like the poor man's Perez.
I'm not listening to you right now. I have you muted.
You're like in
listen,
the UK,
listen.
Perez Travel Lodge, like that's Perez Highway Motel.
Anyway, as I was saying, Courtney Cox.
And as I was saying, like, Robert Carlyle, like, if you're trying to tell me you can watch that movie and watch him, like, while making eye contact with Guy Pearce, lick his fingers, like, if you're trying to tell me that you're not like, what? If it does not leave you wrapped with all, I don't really know what kind of sexual tension you're more into, but it works for me. Anyway, it's also a movie about cannibalism. Ravenous, 1999.
Right.
Send us your fanfics, by the way. I would love to act out some fanfics.
Courtney Cox is the girl from Misfits in Science. Just
what
imagine,
is that?
I mean, Again, hello, Vancouver.
Vancouver
you
by
come,
night.
you come by
Hi.
an excessively odd moment where Nacho and I are shouting our new safe words at each other, which is Nacho's is Courtney Cox and mine is breast milk custard. And we've started talking about critical drinking fanfic when we probably should be doing actual D&D. But I have drunk quite a lot of gin at this point in time, and Nacho's drink quite a lot of tequila. And
I live in my brain, which is similar.
Emily. That's hilarious.
I'm just glad our audience is patient. I feel like I don't know if anyone
they are
listens to
really.
last
At one point
pod.
we got raided by 30 people. We're down to 17. So
They're like,
I'm very
we went to
grateful to like the 2 or 3 people who have hung on despite all the dribble.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay. I don't know if anyone watches or listens to Last Podcast on the left, but Last Pod will have like relaxed fit episodes. I feel like this is a relaxed fit episode of Critical Drinking.
Yeah.
This is relaxed fit in that it's like if we were trousers, we'd be the kind of trousers that you go out for like to buy a pint of milk and then the trousers would fall off while you're at the cash desk in front of the cashier trying to pay them for the pint of milk. Like, we are so relaxed fit that actually we're not really fit.
We're just relaxed.
We're just relaxed.
We're like those boho pants right now.
Also, I still, like, in my head, I still have breast milk custard, Courtney Cox. Breast milk custard, Courtney Cox. Breast milk custard, Courtney Cox. Put Mike Pence in the car!
Mike Pence in the van. Car, not van. My safe word is yes. Get Mike Pence in the car.
Get my pants on the car.
Yeah, the song Breast Milk Custard Courtney Cox will be released on iTunes next Friday.
Holy shit! Can you guys please make that song? I would die. I would just die. If I were like, oh, it's Sunday, time to play D&D with my friends, and y'all were like, we made a electronica song. It's on Spotify. Our
like
band name is the Soggy Mentos.
It would be streamed so much in the Netherlands too. Like, it would be so famous in Eurovision. Like,
we would get
up there
with, like Dutch
we would
techno.
be invited. You would be invited for Eurovision.
Proper
like
Dutch.
Speaking of movies from around, like, you know, the 2000s or whatever, I'm like, look, we've all seen Eurotrip, that like electro cover of Scotty Doesn't Know in whatever language it was. Similar situation. I feel bad when I reference Eurotrip and people are like, I've never seen Eurotrip, or I don't know what that is. I'm like, oh, it's gonna get uncomfortable as I explain Eurotrip. Forget I said anything.
It's like Fight Club. You don't talk about Eurotrip. That's just don't do it.
Yeah, I mean,
no, don't do it, Emily. Just don't do it. Just don't.
Don't try to explain it, girly. It's fine.
Breast milk custard, Emily.
I'm not trying to explain anything. Like, look, I mean, we've all seen our fair share of films that stuck with us, whether we would want them to or not. And
wait, oh my God, Courtney Cox has like a whole ass production company. Wait, I'm actually very interested in Courtney Cox's life now.
Didn't her production company do Cougar Town? Like, isn't that like?
Yeah. And
Hold
hasn't she got a producer credit on the Scream franchise as well, I think?
Coquette Productions. I love her.
Oh, Coquette.
I love her so much.
Like
Coquette.
flirty.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that.
Does she make porn videos? Filmography.
Why would you assume that?
Because it's called Coquette. Anyway,
That doesn't mean porn, child.
Cougar Town, yeah, from 2009 to 2015.
Don't try and pretend you understand sex. Just go back to playing League of Legends for the rest of them, man. That'll be fine.
Really don't like you right now. Courtney Cox.
Breast milk custard!
Courtney Cox.
Breast milk custard!
Oh, God. Okay, so should we try to play D&D? D&D?
I mean, we should probably at least attempt. I mean, we haven't played D&D at any point in the last...
We were just role-playing.
No rules have been cast. No,
This might be
Roll for initiative. Let's go.
I mean, the moment that I pulled Hades' leg off and you were like, yeah, okay. And I was like, no rolls. No rolls at all. You're just going to let me... Okay, cool. Let me just take Hades' leg and tuck it down for the first year. Actually, you know how D&D works, right? We have been playing D&D for many months together now, and I'm slightly concerned that...
I am not okay, Sarah. It's okay.
I mean, it's okay not to be okay, but D&D, right?
All right. Where did we leave off? Does anyone remember? Because I just remember Cougar Town.
I was carrying Arsinoe. We were in a lift, having just asked the switchboard to promote Arsinoe's birthday party.
Right.
I promised that I would come around and home deliver breast milk to them. And Arsinoe was eating syrup sponge
the pudding.
Yeah.
And then vomiting it once she knew that it was made of someone the bodily fluids of someone the breast milk, which breast milk is good when you're a baby, but Arsinoe is 16 or going to be soon.
Custard. It does make the custard a lot sweeter.
You know what? Arsinoe is like, I tasted that. I perceived that. I did.
And all those nutrients and all those antibodies, which are growing like queen of the underworld, really needs.
So, as you guys leave the office building, the door closes behind you, and the lights all turn off. It's like the office is closed.
Nacho,
like
did you find a plot of an episode of Cougar Town you want to use for the rest of the D&D session?
Oh, that's what he was Googling. I thought he was Googling Courtney Cox Fawn, but no, apparently he was Googling plot.
You guys are the fucking worst!
You love us. We're lovely.
Yes!
You're right. I submit myself to this every fucking Sunday because I fucking adore you. You're right. Anyway, so the office closed like immediately after that phone call that you had. Also, I took my dad's phone. Hold on, I need to give this back to him. I accidentally took his phone. I'll be right back.
All right.
You have the same
Chat,
color.
Chat, I'm happy to do some Void ASMR while we vamp.
Yeah.
Is there something you want the Void to say?
If you want the Void to say something, please redeem overshare.
Sorry about that.
Like, this shouldn't be free. If you want the Void to say something, please redeem overshare and the Void. And the Void will overshare in some way, shape, or form. Or you can redeem Void ASMR, which, as we've discovered today, is the single most fucking disturbing thing.
I know. It's funny. I was like, what should the Void read? And I was like, oh, the cool girl monologue from Gone Girl.
Or the intro to Mean Girls.
The intro to Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah. It is a truth universally acknowledged. Okay, I'm going to overshare. Like, you have to do this now.
Hamlet soliloquy!
Where is...
We're not even Hamlet dialogue.
You would play upon me. You know my stops.
Jesus Christ. All right, what am I reading as the Void?
Oh, 100% the intro to Pride and Prejudice.
Okay.
You promised, that's what you promised me, and that is what I've paid for. Dance, monkey, dance. Entertain the drunk lady.
Pride and Prejudice.
Everyone thinks they're here for D&D. No, we're here to watch Sarah frantically. I'm doing a psychology postgrad. I did a test for I did 5 different tests for like the dark triad, which is psychopathy, narcissism, and Machiavellianism. I score disturbingly high on Machiavellianism on every single test. Like, not just one test, every single test. So yeah, I'm a manipulative nightmare. It's fine.
Hey, you know what? I think as a society we need a little of everything. I mean, I have so much neuroticism. Someone needs to have the Machiavellianism to like balance it out. Okay.
I mean, you're more a big 5 personality than any of like the really scary stuff, but like welcome, friends.
Yeah, you know. All right. So, all right. Pride and Prejudice by the Void.
It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. However, little known the feelings or views of such a man may be on his first entering a neighborhood. This truth is so well fixed in the minds of the surrounding families that he is considered as the rightful property of some one or other of their daughters. "My dear Mr. Bennet," said his lady to him one day, "have you heard that the Netherfield Park is let at last?"
It had the word nether in it. What do you want from me?
Oh. I just had to do an actual spit take. It's fine. It's absolutely fine.
My head hurts.
So yeah, D&D, Nacho.
Ooh,
Yeah, okay.
Weird Al lyrics, right? Is that what that is? Yeah, that is TD Pod.
Yeah, it's Weird Al.
Yeah.
It's only the Weird Al.
I wasn't sure until I saw they kill them, and I was like, oh, right. All your friends are laughing behind your back. Kill them.
If you want Emily to read anything in the voice of the void, then just buy ASMR or stop oversharing it. Oh, or oversharing.
Yes.
And she will read whatever you request as the void.
Within reason. I mean, you know.
Yeah. Within reason. Obviously, like, keep it PG-13.
And, you know, I'm not going to read the entire Epic of Gilgamesh or anything to you. That's
fuck, that was gonna be my next request, Emily. I've got quite a lot of extra. I mean, I've got 4.7k.
Just grab a page from. I'm trying to look at like what I have on my bookshelf next to me that would be like the worst idea, and like the Decameron would weirdly make sense. What else have we got?
Yeah, too normal.
I've got a book on Irish folklore. That could be fun.
Yeah, no, but that doesn't work. That's too. I mean, what you really need is like a phone book.
Yeah, I mean, I've got. Yeah, because I also have like the Handmaid's Tale, and that would be inappropriate.
Not remotely okay.
You could just like pull up a random name generator.
Or
yeah, I have a
like Secret 7, Famous
Secret
5.
7. I also have an autobiography of Admiral Lord Nelson. For some reason.
I mean, that would work. Or because I meant to do this during Whale Week on my like actual like solo stream. I meant to read. You know, there's a section in Moby Dick by Herman Melville about sperm, where like they're obviously talking about like cutting up a whale, but there is an entire chapter about men wading around in sperm, which is the single funniest chapter of any book ever read. Have you encountered this section of Herman Melville? You need to look it up. It is the rest of the book is dross. Like the section about wading around in sperm, which is written completely sincerely with like a completely different contemporary cultural lens, is absolutely amazing.
I would have to check it out for sure. I was gonna say, like, you know, I'm a fan of like the Tale of the Essex and all of that sort of stuff. You know, what we've established today about me is if there's cannibalism involved in the story, it's piqued my interest. But yes, so and yeah.
Anyway, Dungeons and Dragons, which is what I mean. Apparently we say in art, so we should probably do some Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, so you guys are walking outside of this building, and the door closes behind you. The lights just shut off, and everyone just kind of like goes to bed. It's like nighttime now. So you get home, and in the underworld, like you're home at the underworld, so you're like at the Palace of Hades, and you get there, and there's like a dimly lit fireplace, and there's like a really soft rug where there is a little puppy with 3 heads on it, and it's like cuddled up next to the fireplace, and Persephone is just kind of like knitting near the fireplace, and there is Hades who and Hades is like right next to her, holding just kind of like stroking her hair as she's knitting. What would you guys like to do?
Hey, so I think we have it all sorted out, and the party can still happen, and I did all the decorations and things, so I think the big day is gonna go great.
Nanny Ethel leans into Persephone and whispers in her ears, "You've dropped a stitch on the 5th row."
The 5th row?
Persephone just kind of like goes like, "Oh my God, she's right. I have to go back and start all over again."
That would be a good idea, Duck. You don't want to drop a stitch that early on. It'll be very hard to recover from that, and it really impacts the integrity of the whole. What is it you're knitting exactly?
It was her present, but now it's gonna have to wait until next week until I finish it.
Okay. Maybe stick to blankets for a little bit until you've really got the hang of the pearl.
Thank you so much, Ethel. And then she just walks off into the room.
So, Dad, I just wanted to say that it looks like the party's gonna happen. We sorted it out. You don't need to worry. And I'm just a little worried about why you were saying, like, we don't have money. That is concerning. I thought God had more money than God.
Oh well, yes, I am a god. You're right about that, but I'm not. I'm not Jeff Bezos, or I'm not. What's his other name? The one who invented Tesla.
What?
Oh, don't worry about it. It'll be quite famous in the 20s, in the 2020s. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we're broke right now. We're very broke. This whole war, is it gonna happen? Not gonna happen? The Cold War is really being annoying right now. And I spent all of my resources trying to get the Burger people, into to the moon. So therefore, there is a lack of substantial funds. But we got a puppy for you. Look at him. He's right there. He's right there.
Oh, for me. Oh, you're so cute. Right, and she just kind of like gently tries to like stroke its head, or one of its heads, I guess. And it's just like, oh, but it's sleeping. I don't want to disturb it too much because it's asleep.
Baby Cerberus just kind of like wakes up, growls, and then just like leaves the room and follows Persephone.
Ethel leans into Hades and she's like, "You know she's allergic to the dogs, right? As a good dad, that's probably something that you would know."
Oh, I just thought that was just a weak gene that she was going to like get over.
Well, the only weak gene I've ever met is sitting in an armchair next to me. So, you know.
Well, I guess just give us some Benadryl or something. I have other important matters to attend to. Yes, the president of Burgerland wants to know if he's gonna get those resources, and I think that we should do a photo shoot. We should have like the whole shebang happen. Neil Armstrong or whatever, what his name is. He should like take a selfie or something at the moon. What do you think?
Well, why don't you explain to Burgerland that all the denizens of the underworld will be attending this party tomorrow, and why don't you offer them a sponsorship of the party?
No, you're right. It's ridiculous of me to invite them to a party for the dead. So it's quite depressing actually. So let me just
Well, I mean, it's not really depressing, is it? Because there are more dead people than alive people, because that's how history works. So actually, they would have a far larger reach, demographically speaking, than they would have if they just appealed to alive people.
But then yes, I would have to kill them. That's the issue.
Well,
also, thank you, Baldy, for the bits.
Thank you so much, Baldy.
Baldy.
Do you want to talk to the void?
Baldy, if you want the void to say something, tell us what you want the void to say, and the void will speak words as long as they're PG-13. Yeah, I mean, so just to remind you, and at this point, she pulls Hades' leg out of her corset, and she begins like tickling the underside of his feet. Can you feel it? Can you feel that? Can you feel that? Is that? Do I remember that you don't like being tickled? Oh, look at me tickle the, look at me tickle the pinkies, tickling. Nanny is tickling the pinkies.
This is a serious matter, Ethel. I would prefer if you do not tickle me right now.
Oh, tickling the pinkies. Oh, super. Oh, now Nanny's gonna lick the foot.
Oh Lord, no, we're not doing that.
Oh no, Nanny is definitely doing that. Like, unless you back the fuck off this party, like make people attend, and then actually show the fuck up and be a good dad. I'm going to suck your big toe.
Can someone give this girl Benadryl?
No, I think it's just nerves. I think it's just nerves for the party. 16 is a big day. 16's a big day, and I think I'm just sounding a little stuffed up from nerves, especially since I'm approaching adulthood, and like the air and things. It's it's kind of a big deal for me, and I'm excited for everyone to get to know me better, and like it's like my debutante ball or something.
Yeah, or like a quinceanera, or like a bris or something like that. Like, basically, this is a really important moment in a girl's life, and I'm sure you, Mr. Hades, is like a responsible father and someone who values not having their toes sucked by an entirely spherical, morbidly obese Goliath, would like to see be really successful.
All right, I'll send a communicate. I will communicate with people.
That would be lovely.
And
I also just want to confirm that everyone drank for Baldy. I know I can't.
Shit.
So.
I have drunk for Baldy already, because
yeah. I mean, I saw you drink for Baldy, but I just was trying to. I was like, I want to get 2 out of Sarah for Baldy.
Yeah. Yeah, because I haven't had enough to drink, having resorted to neat gin at the end of.
Yeah, you're just licking toes for fun.
Like Hades is just watching like Ethel being like, and she's doing that thing where like she's barely touching his big toe, but he can like feel it because he is still very much connected to his leg, which she's carrying around.
It's like a phantom leg syndrome gone wrong.
Yeah, I mean, this is still very much a leg because you're a god, and if I was to give you this back, then you could just reattach it and you'd stop falling over and having to be scooped up by, like, demons.
So, Dad, when you were 16, what did your party look like? Like, what sort of things should I be keeping in mind? Since I'm, like, getting older and stuff.
When I turned 16, my triplets and I, me and my other 2 triplets, we decided to dethrone our father and banish him to Tartarus.
I mean, tempting. I've got a leg. I could quite easily take another leg.
We decided to split up and each dominate one of the aspects of so
I've never met anyone less dumb. You're so clearly a sob.
Might I remind you that
Ethel,
your pay
why are...
is very much dependent on how much you respect me as your.
Might I remind you that I never wanted to come and you just didn't want to take care of your own kids, and that I have your leg, which is still very much attached to your being.
Hades holds up his hand and casts silence.
Dad is a lot of things,
and he whispers,
Dad is not a sandwich.
Cox.
Like, Ethel is just licking your foot now. And really slowly, like, she's like, I'm making eye contact with you in the most, like, upsetting way
Joke's
possible.
on you, I enjoy that. And he just grabs the leg off of your hands, rips it off, and puts it back on.
I would like you to roll a contested strength check against my overweight Goliath on that.
Oh my god, okay, fine. Give me 1 second.
Go on, Hades.
You're so annoing, Sarah. Jesus Christ.
I know. This is why you shouldn't have anyone who's used to DMing and you're like, as a PC ever.
Arsinoe has noticed some, like, hives on her hands from where she was petting the dog, and is like, this is normal. This is fine.
I got a nat 20.
You got a nat.
Holy shit. What?
Holy shit, right, we drink for nat 20s.
Oh. Face spray for nat 20.
Oh, you managed to, like, pull your leg out of Ethel's hand.
He reattaches it and he goes, very well, if that's everything that you have to talk about, I will be leaving for my room. And as he pulls down his hand, silence is like no longer cast, and he you can talk again, Ethel. And he walks back to walks away to his room where Persephone and Cerberus are waiting for him.
Arsinoe just kind of is like, you know when someone is leaning as, like, deeply into a chair as possible, when they're just kind of, like, sinking into the chair. She's just sinking into a chair, just like, I'm sure after I get some Benadryl, this is gonna clear right up. I think I'll just feel better if I go to bed early, and, you know, if, like, a couple of people show up at my party, because, like, you know, there are some people that I really like, and it's hard to admit because I think, everyone's kind of at arm's length because I'm, the daughter of Hades, and because I don't go outside and stuff. I thought I was friends with you and, like, with Carol, but apparently that's, like, different than friendship, as we've established. But I was even thinking about this guy Ryan. I know, like, he seems alright. He's not bright, but and then, like, she just, like, sniffles and sneezes, and kind of, you can see, like, the energy kind of, like, leave her eyes, and she just kind of, like, slumps back a little bit in the chair and is like, okay, I go to bed now. I sleep now.
So as she does that, Nanny Ethel has been rubbing her hands together, and she lays her hands on Arsinoe's shoulder, and she casts Lay on Hands and cures her for, like, 5 hit points, which I think is probably enough to cure a mild reaction to a dog. And she's like, come on, my love, let's come and put your arm around Nanny, and let's get you to bed. Mr. Pinkleton is in bed waiting for you. You know how much you love Mr. Pinkleton.
I do love Mr. Pinkleton. Oh, I feel so much less congested. Thank you. Mr. Pinkleton is a fine gentleman, and I look forward to having a good snuggle with Mr. Pinkleton.
But not too much of a snuggle, because we've spoken about this. If you rub Mr. Pinkleton on your Twinkleton, like, yes, it will feel nice, but it will also ruin you for any husbands.
On that note, Ethel walks down the corridor to directly into the room, and Arsinoe follows suit. And you guys walk down through dimly lit corridor. Everything's kind of like in night mode. So like the candles in the hall have been like dimmed down, and instead of you like sporting the yellow flame that they usually have, they have changed to a blue flame to symbolize like a cool kind of calm environment. And as you walk down the corridor, you see many doors, and you come across what is your dad's door, and it is cracked open. And inside, Persephone and Hades are having a conversation about Arsinoe. Ethel keeps walking, and she just keeps going into the room because she's like, not my business, not my circus, not my monkey. She just keeps walking. And Arsinoe, what would you like to do? Would you like to hear the conversation? Would you like to follow suit and go to your room?
Arsinoe is gonna slow down, hoping that, you know, it's them talking about having a surprise for her or something like that. Just is gonna want to, you know, get a vague idea of what they're talking about.
All right. So as you're walking by the door, you just hear Persephone being like, "Well, she is your daughter after all. You have to be a little bit more caring with her. I know that she's not necessarily the most impressive demigod, but she's still nonetheless your daughter, and you should love her as she is." And you just hear Hades being like, "If I make her the queen of the underworld, my brothers will just laugh at me, and I'll be so devastated because my kingdom, all of that I've worked hard to achieve, will be down in the dumps again. You know what I found this place? It was just dirt. It was literally just dirt." And they just like keep going as you walk through the door. Like walk away from the door.
Arsinoe is gonna go to her bedroom and just kind of, like pull the covers over her head. It's been a very, unpleasant day. She's kind of making like, you know, you pull the covers over your head, you're just like, That's kind of where she's at. Full on Tina Belcher.
So as you do that, you feel you feel Nanny's head and Nanny's hand stroking your head, and you hear her saying, "Close your eyes, Arsinoe. Let your fears just drift away. All that scares you will soon pass, and sleep will take you soon at last. 'Cause even though your dad's a dick, his new wife is reasonably okay, and your brother is a disturbing asshole. Just know Nanny will never go away." And she casts protection on you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So at this point, you kind of like drift away with the song Arsinoe, and you just fall asleep. Ethel, what would you like to do?
Oh, Ethel does what she does every night, which is she lifts up the bed and like effectively rests it on her stomach. Like she's like the monster under Arsinoe's bed, but like the most benevolent monster you could imagine. Okay. And she will obviously wake up long before Arsinoe does, so that like it's weird.
Okay, so are you also falling asleep then?
No, I don't really sleep. It's more a sort of hyper-vigilant state that I've been in for the last 100-odd years, really, since Hades pulled me out of the sticks, where I was having quite a nice afterlife.
All right. So morning comes, and the candles are now fully lit with a white flame to symbolize morning, and your room is now drenched in this like sunlight, which is just simply like candlelight that has been created to simulate sunlight drift coming in through your window. And when you look outside your window, you see Persephone tending to these flowers, and she's like weeding roses, and she's kind of like making sure that they're growing beautifully, and she just looks up to you, and as she spots you looking at through the window, and she kind of like waves at you enthusiastically, before returning to tending to the flowers into the garden. I
grew up in the 16th century, and I don't have a full understanding of like the life cycle and like how things work, but you also know you're a fucking twat if you think you can grow flowers in a perpetually dark underworld. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't mean to speak ill of like Arsinoe's stepmom, but I mean she's clearly a fucking idiot. That's all I can say about her, and like I try to keep my opinions to myself, but like Arsinoe is really smart. Like she was telling me about this stuff called chlorophyll, and like apparently like how it works with sunlight and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, well, we live in fucking underground bunker effectively, and we have done for like a few hundred years now, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't think Persephone is all there.
Nanny, you're the only person who is allowed to be on speakerphone around me, because when you're on speakerphone, you say such wonderful things. And Arsinoe just kind of like waves back at Persephone and is like, yeah, I admittedly don't know what her deal is, but I think she means well, apart from having had Zach slide out of her vagina.
I mean, that's not her fault, to be fair. Like, many of us have had things slide out of our vaginas that we have had no control out of. So, like, it's not entirely her fault. Like, that's why I counsel you and Zach to keep your twinkles and your winkles to yourself for as long as possible. Because, like, you don't know what someone's going to put in there. Like, I once had a donkey emerge from my twinkle, and do you know what I mean? I have no idea how it got in there. I think it might have been witchcraft.
I mean, I hope so. I don't know why else that would be if not witchcraft. Did the donkey turn out all right, or was the donkey an asshole?
Well, I mean, interestingly, the donkey turned out better than like Susan, Ian, and Margaret. But I mean, that's mainly because when I conceived Susan, Ian, and Margaret, I'd just given in to like Satan, and like I'd let him have his way with me. So I mean, effectively, they were like 3 demonic children, and I should have made better decisions. But Johnny was really considerate of it, and so do you know what I mean? Like, he brought them up as if he was his own. He did his best, but they were always gonna be. I mean, look, dark is not words, but you know.
When Ian was telling me that he wanted to be a regional manager for JD Weatherspoons, I did take that as a red flag. The other two, it took me longer to figure out. What?
Have you been seeing a boy called Ian?
No, didn't you say that?
You mean my Ian? I mean, my Ian's been dead for like 300 years at this point in time. So, hang on a minute. Have you been contacting my children? I think I told you not to contact my children because most of my children are bad eggs. Apart from the donkey, which is a great egg, but like he's quite hard to have a conversation with because you have to speak donkey.
Right, so... I don't speak donkey, but when your children write me letters, I do try to respond. I'm trying to practice being a leader who is in touch with the people. And I don't want to just be like, no, Ian, I don't want to hear about your underworld business ventures. Like, that seems like something that I should be vaguely aware of, even from a commerce perspective.
I told him to stop telling people he is a Nigerian prince with access to thousands and thousands of pounds. Like, he tried that, and I was like, that's ridiculous, because no one, including Nigerian princesses in the 1970s, has access to thousands and thousands of pounds. That's just like... with inflation, that's not a reasonable amount of money. Like, I'm not joking. He's thick as pig shit.
Good to know. Good. I'm gonna make note of that. Arsinoe pulls out a notebook, writes Ian pig shit, and puts stuffs it back in her pocket.
So
you spelled that wrong. It should be a Y instead of a noi.
So she spells it. So
Y-A-N?
Y-A-N.
That's correct. That's how you spell pig.
So as this conversation's going on, Persephone was outside tending to the flowers and whatnot, and the ground above her, which is, you know, the ceiling of the underworld essentially, closes up, and the sunlight that was once coming in through it to grow the flowers is now no longer there. And she is kind of like brought. She's called by Hades into the house, and she just kind of turns back to Hades and says, like, what the fuck, why did this is all like mute, like none of this is like, you can't hear it because like it's going on outside.
And while this is going on, there's like across the underworld sound system, it's playing Nelly Furtado, I Bring You Flowers, like just constantly on loop, just like the bit that everyone knows, which is, I bring you flowers in the pouring rain, making me happy, is driving me insane, and it's just that bit like on repeat, like over and over again. Suggesting
at
that
first when you said Nelly, I thought you were gonna say like country grammar, and then it took a turn.
Or like, I'm like a bird. I'm like a bird on a flower.
Oh my gosh, it's just, how about all of it? It's just a Nelly on Nelly playlist.
Yeah. It's just like the worst bits of Nelly on repeat. With the occasional bit of Natalie Imbruglia.
Yeah, just like, at first you're like hearing, good gracious asses bodacious, you think you know what's happening, but then out of nowhere, I'm like a bird out in my way.
And that just like, because she knows that really pisses off Hades, because like that's the thing that he is secretly most terrified of, is like a massively insecure attachment style. I would say anxious avoidant. And so therefore, like the moment he thinks that anyone is likely to run away, especially someone who like doesn't want to be trapped underground, let's be honest, like she just plays it to like goad him.
As is her right. It sounds really healthy. Hi,
I'm Patricia. I am the underworld relationship therapist, and I have been seeing Hades and Persephone recently, and I have realized there is a deeply antagonistic relationship. However, let me tell you about it all in this podcast.
Hi. My name is Juniper, and I am their energy healer and their Reiki coach. And I work in conjunction with, what did you say her name was? Petunia?
Petunia!
With Petunia.
My name
Parsley. Parsley and Petunia.
We're PMP, which you might stands for like postage and packaging, but actually it stands for Petunia and Parsley.
Hi,
specialist, and this is our podcast about the underworld and the fucked up relationships that exist there.
Yeah, so, you say fearful avoidant, I say put some PP on it.
Oh, we're still talking about psychology right now. I thought we were talking about stats. No.
Oh, no one gives a shit about stats, Nacho. You should know this by now.
It's the news, and my name is Karen with an E. I work at
Karen. Oh my God, Karen. I thought we'd fired her. Andre, did we not fire Karen? Why is she doing on the podcast? She's such a downer.
So yeah, our stats are all the way up. We have gotten more people into
Karen,
the underworld.
Shut up! No one cares about the stats. Parsley, did you teach them anything about cunnilingus this week?
I actually did not, but I'm very excited to be bringing that to everyone next week. In the meantime, though, please enjoy all of this content that's been brought to you by Purple Carrot. Purple Carrot, it's a meal in a box that you microwave because you're alone and sad. Purple Carrot! And then the radio goes back to playing more Nelly on Nelly.
And welcome to the Big Burger Corp. We are the Big Burger Corp. Value you and your children. That is why we feed you genetically enhanced, high-fat, high-carbohydrate food so that you can feel better about yourself and then feel sad about yourself, and then you come back and feel better about yourself and sad about yourself again. And we are sponsors of this podcast. This message is enjoyed by us.
I'm so in the weeds. Where are we, guys?
So, as this is going on in the radio, the intermission, like by the person on the radio just now, gets interrupted, and Hades kind of like sounds an alarm on the radio and says,
What does the alarm sound like? I want to hear the alarm.
It's like a regular like fire alarm.
No, you're missing. I want to hear the alarm, Nacho. Everyone send bits and make Nacho do the alarm. Make Nacho do the alarm. Make Nacho do the alarm. Do the alarm. Do the alarm. Do the alarm. Do the alarm.
Okay, so
look at the camera and make the alarm noise. Say the alarm you wish to make in the world.
I'm so tired.
No, I will not have that. It is 10 to 10 in the UK. You cannot give that to me.
True.
Make the alarm noise, Nacho.
Okay, so it's kind of like kind of like a regular.
Okay, Emily's brought a duck to the party.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like dogs. They don't have ducks in the underworld, so that's what it sounds like.
It's still going on in the background.
Oh my god.
It also, so this duck was a gift, and it poops candy. So the duck candy poop just spilled everywhere, and I had to clean it up. But it was worth it for the noise.
I don't know. I can't tell if someone really loves you and understands you, or really hates you and doesn't understand you. One or the other.
Well.
Wow. There's a story.
Anyway, so the alarm goes off, and then after that, sorry. Hades just kind of goes, hello, yes, can anyone, is this thing on? Can anyone hear me? Yes, unfortunately, there have been some occurrences going on in the past 24 hours. Zagreus, my son, he's gone missing. Yes, you know Zagreus, he's the hippie with the long hair and the shorts. Yeah, he's missing. Unfortunately, everything will cease operations until we find him. And that includes this night's festivities. So, please make sure that you find him. I love him dearly, and I don't want him to get hurt. Okay. Okay. Bye. See you later. And he just like goes back to the radio.
Arsinoe finds one of the intercoms and just starts ripping like cords out of it, just having a full-on hissy fit. Like, it's always about Zach. It's always fucking about Zach. I can't even have a birthday party without him going missing and ruining everything. And why can't I just have one fucking thing?
Can you do a strength check?
Yeah, I can do a strength check. I'll strength check all over this thing.
I'll strength check all over this. I'll strength check all over this. I'll strength check all over this thing.
That is a 6.
All right, for a 6, I'm gonna say you like grab onto like the edge of the intercom, and then as you try to pull it down, you hurt your fingers and you hit your face into the wall.
Ethel, in order to stop her doing any more damage, puts a finger on the intercom and like flicks it to communicate with Hades, and leans and is like, if you cancel tonight's party, I will rip all our limbs off.
Good morning, Ethel. Lovely talking to you. Yes. See, this is the thing. I would do this for her as well. One of my children has gone missing, and this is very important to me. And if she actually cared about her brother, as she says that she does, then she would actually help me find him.
Daddy always turns up dead anyway. He'll just be here in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, let's be honest. Zach
Your
is
brother.
an absolute retard and like gets themselves killed and then just like returns back to hell. Like, he is an idiot. You have given birth to something which is so subhuman that it barely counts as a demigod. What is like the demi of a demigod? Like, how far down can you drill down before they stop being god? Like, he is an idiot. But if it means that my Arsinoe can have a birthday party, I will find him. Where's the last time you saw him, and why would someone have taken him?
See, I don't know that he has been taken, but I'm not having this conversation anymore. Ethel, you have no power over me. I'm literally the god of the underworld. Okay, see you later. Scurry around and see if you can find him. Goodbye. And that is where we're going to end today.
Whee! I'm excited to find out where Zach has found himself. I'm also excited for any potential
new reasons to speak as the void. Oh, find out about me. I'm the void.
I'm the void. Ask me questions.
James Webb is my boyfriend because he's always looking at me.
I'm glad that was wonderful chaos. Thank you.
That was wonderful chaos.
Do we have anything to plug or anything that we want to talk about?
I mean, I haven't got any of my tech set up, so apparently I'm back online at 9 a.m. tomorrow, but who knows? Because my tech is currently there. There is all the technology in a pile next to the cushions. So, and I have had a good third of a bottle of gin at this point in time. And I've been playing I've been playing a 16th century Neanderthal who has no concept of technology. So let's see how the next 24 hours play out. But yeah, if anyone is around and just fancies like a fairly chill time on Twitch, I will be around from about 9 a.m. tomorrow.
All right.
And please, yeah, do, because I wish I could be there, but alas, I live in Burgerville, and in Burgerville, it's 4 a.m. 9 a.m. is 4 a.m. Yeah, it's a time most people aren't awake.
A little killer, yeah.
If it's 4 a.m., like, you have a reason to be awake, and it's either like a good reason or a bad reason, but it's a fucking reason. 4 a.m. is a fucking reason kind of a time.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably why no one else in the UK streams at 9 a.m, let's be honest, because they're like, the US aren't awake now, and there are just more people in the USA, and I'm like, yeah, but Australia.
True,
very true. Emily, do you have anything to plug that you want to talk about?
No, just like be awesome to each other and stuff, and I don't know. I'm still trying to come up with some sort of content I'd like to produce, and now I'm like, do we want void content? What kind of content do we need?
Emily explains. I want you to explain things to me in a way that I understand.
Okay. I'll have to
that would
pick
be
some
good.
stuff too. I mean, me explaining things, I get sidetracked really easily, but I guess that's where the beauty of editing comes in, right? I could just edit out the times of me being like, and that's sometimes you just got to go to the store to get Cheetos. But anyway,
if you've ever read
back
Chaucer,
to Proust.
That's part
yes.
of it, right? Like, if you've ever read Chaucer, the bit where they like the wife of Bath goes to like 7-Eleven to buy Cheetos at 2 a.m. and then remember she's supposed to be telling a story. That's like the beauty of the rhetoric. So I mean, never underestimate rhetoric.
Ooh, I do enjoy, maybe I think that might be something to develop and eventually get to, but I was like, just me explaining the Canterbury Tales, freewheeling it, just like, yeah. And then they were like, all right, we're all thieves and shit, right? We agree that we're thieves and we're hanging out by a tree. Yeah, like that's what thieves do. Dope.
Yeah. And the reason we're going to Canterbury is because of religion, but none of us really believe in it. So So let's discuss that a little bit. I'm here for that. I fully stan and Emily Explains stream.
Thank you. Yes, I maybe I'll do some of that. And as far as a pilgrimage stuff goes, I have seen some wild ass pilgrimage medallions that have like penises and vulvas on them and shit. Like, I don't know what it's about, but you know, it's apparently not always about asceticism.
That's where Spank the Pilgrim becomes a #1 indie game, and we get invited to CES. And that's where we all really blow up, is off the back of Emily Explains Spank the Pilgrim.
I'll learn Java just to code a game called Spank the Pilgrim.
That would be great if you could, because Nacho and I are both doing degrees and stuff, so like, you know, we would help if we could, but like it's
right.
A lot of time.
I'm gonna do my best to not make him look like the Quaker Oatmeal Man, and we'll go from there.
Please make Nacho look like the Quaker Oatmeal Man. I will raid my savings to make that happen if that needs to happen.
Hi.
Yeah.
As opposed to like a man who knows he's hot who plays League of Legends to confuse everyone else who plays League of Legends. Like, that would be great. Like, yeah, I'm here for that.
Sarah just called me hot on live stream. Anyway.
You heard it here, folks.
Oh my god, you know you're hot.
No, I don't know I'm hot. Stop.
Oh, Nacho. you have just set yourself up for a world of pain when this stream ends.
I'm a Leo. Anyway, hi, I'm Nacho. I stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 5 p.m. EST. I have an announcement to make for my stream, actually. It is my birthday is coming up, which is why I'm having my first subathon. If for those of you who don't know what a subathon is that whenever I get a sub, or whenever I get a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 sub, I will be adding a set amount of time to my stream. So the more you sub, the more I stream. And I have these kind of like goals that to achieve as the stream goes on, including birthday shots, the tortilla challenge with my best friends, Chubby Bunny, and we're going to be playing a horror game. So that's really exciting. I've never like actually played a full-on horror story game on stream before, so you guys should definitely tune in.
Which one? Or is it a surprise?
Animal Crossing.
We're gonna be playing the Quarry.
Animal Crossing.
Quarry.
Yes, we're gonna be playing. And
I don't know why in my head I was like RE7.
Wait, what? Resident Evil. I was like,
Yeah.
my mind just went elsewhere. Sorry, my mom just watched.
Emily has not moved beyond horror games beyond like Resident Evil 7. She's just catching up. It's fine.
Look, no, I'm still.
It's a great
I'm still recovering from Village. Is all like I haven't addressed Village. Village happened for me, but like I've already made my peace with Resident Evil 7.
I mean, I can't take the piss because I played 20 minutes of Gone Home, the Stephen King like Mac release game, and I have never played a horror game since. So I cannot, for the first time ever, I'm like, I cannot take the piss out of anyone for this, because horror games are my like absolute ultimate born, and I will need to crack them one day, probably for everyone's amusement.
It's super fun, and the Quarry has this like weird. It was like what's it called? It's very interactive because like you have it's like a
lot of werewolves. Game. Yeah, a lot. I mean, I've watched other people play it online, and I don't know how they don't spend most of it throwing up into a cup.
Yeah. I'm excited for it though, because I'm gonna be watching and playing with 2 friends, so it'll be like a very exciting time.
Oh, you have friends! That's so cute. Well done, Nacho.
Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I have to go.
Yes.
There's screaming going on outside. I love you guys. But bye.
Love you. All right. Well, we'll head out. Who should we raid? Haunted Youth or Neon Lights roleplay?
Let's do Neon Lights. We haven't done them for a while.
Let's do it. All right, everyone.
Raid.
I will roll the credits and then we'll raid.
Good luck, Cabbage. Good luck,
Cabbage.
Good luck, Cabbage.
Have a great evening, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Bye.